All right. Buster is ready. Are you guys? Welcome to Deck Test Tuesday. This is our second episode now, right, Kirsten?
I guess technically, even though I don't know if I'd consider the first one a real episode.
Hey, we had some fun. We tested out those theme decks that you went on to play in a tournament with and got second place, I believe.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. And we opened some Japanese packs. That was fun. But today we've got Azure. We're on Azure.
Archasia's Island.
Archasia's Island. I get them mixed up because they both start with an A. But we're on Archasia's Island. We got limited formats coming up. We're super excited. We got Sealed on Friday. And then what else do we got?
Sealed and draft on Friday because we're doing a 2:30 draft.
Ooh, you're right.
And then we've got a sealed at 6 o'clock on the same day. And then Saturday is undetermined. We've got options, but nothing's set in stone yet.
Some more Sealed, some more draft maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday, all weekend, it's going to be tons of fun getting tons of packs,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So many boxes and packies. Very excited.
Absolutely. Well, in preparation for the Sealed and Limited, for those who don't know what limited format is, Sealed and Draft, we're talking here.
Mm-hmm.
The Sealed format is you'll get 6 packs sealed, and you'll open them up, and you'll build the best 40 card deck that you can. No color restrictions.
Keep all the cards.
Yeah, all the cards. No quantity restrictions. So if you have 10 Hey-Heys in there, you could play all 10 Hey-Heys. That's perfectly fine. And then you just play a regular tournament with those. Regular rules go. And it's a lot of fun. The draft is a little bit different. You get 4 packs, and you open one at a time. You'll take one card, and you'll pass the pack to the next person, and you'll get a pack. And so you sort of draft one by one until you have, at that point, you'll have 48 cards, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 48.
12 times 4 is 48.
12 times 4 is 48.
And again, 40 card
I
deck.
usually leave out 8 cards.
Yeah, you usually find the 8 cards that a lot of times you get stuck with towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
You leave those out. But it's a ton of fun. It introduces you to a lot of the new cards. And it gets you sort of excited for what you can build with these cards. You play with some, and you're like, wow, this feels really, really cool. I can't wait to build a deck around this card where I have 4 of them and 4 of a lot of the other cards that I'm used to from the previous sets. Uh, so yeah, we're really excited to do a lot of these. And one of the things I personally do when I'm getting ready for these events is go through all of the cards in the new set. We had them all revealed now for a couple weeks, right? Um,
Yeah.
and I go through each of them and I try and look for cards that I really want to see, cards that I know are really strong. And I try and familiarize myself a little bit with maybe some of the cards that are a little more, um, you know, a little more tricky and might trick you in the moment. You might think, oh wow, this card might actually work, and you get baited into thinking, oh, I'll play around this card, and maybe they won't work. So it just helps to have a once through on a lot of these. So there is 204 cards. So we will have to try and go through some of these pretty quick, but we've got them listed based on their cost, their ink cost. So like 1 drops, 2 drops. Um, you do want to try and draft or draft or sealed. You want to try and make sure you include a reasonable amount of each number of those.
Your uninkables count low.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep uninkable count low. There's that'll be
Freaking
definitely
can
a
be a
thing.
huge problem. So.
Yeah, that'll be definitely something to look for. Is some of the cards can be really, really good. I know in previous sets we've had like the rush characters will often be uninkable, and
Mm-hmm.
you really want 1 or maybe 2 of those or something to try and help gain the tempo, but you really can't go overboard with some of the more greedy uninkable cards, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's jump into the cards here. We've got the 1 drops. So let's take a look at the first one we got here is Roger Radcliffe. So 1 cost, 1, 2. Whenever this character quests, you remove up to 1 damage from each of your puppy characters. Quest for 1. So pretty uneventful in a limited format because you're probably not going to have too many puppies, right?
Yeah, I think it's like C tier.
Yeah, there's a
Not
lot.
like horrible because it's
Yeah,
still playable. You can still, maybe get a puppy or two, because I know that there are some in the new set. But there's not going to be that many of them, unlike, whenever the actual Dalmatian puppy card came out. But I think it'll still be a playable card. It's inkable, it's not a 1/1. It's at least a 1/2. Um,
yeah, it's one
so
of
if you
the
don't get anything else, it's still worth throwing in there if you have nothing better.
Yeah, it's one of the worser stat lines, right? For 1 cost though, at a 1/2, there's a lot of these. There's going to be
Hmm.
a lot of these 1/2s that have these weird little effects. So
Yeah.
this one not so great, but you do need some 1 drops, so it's certainly going to be better than probably any of the actions or items in the 1 drop
Yeah.
slot. Speaking of which, we've got Restoring the Heart. Remove up to 3 damage from chosen character or location. Draw a card. It's an action.
I don't think that that's that bad because it only costs 1. It's inkable and it gets you a card. So I
Right.
think that any card draw ability in a limited format's pretty good. So I
Okay.
would say it's not quite an A, but I would throw it in a B tier, honestly.
Yeah. In general, you don't want the negative tempo of not playing something, but the early turns are not too bad. And having this later to heal something can be pretty
Mm-hmm.
crucial, but just the fact that it cantrips, I think, is really, really nice.
Yeah.
This next one, I think, is unfortunately not playable really here. Your puppy characters get 1. The item,
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't know. I
I don't
wouldn't
know.
draft this if you got stuck with this, and you had 8 other worse cards that were maybe uninkable or something.
At least it's ink.
Yeah, at least it's ink, but I do think the Canine Crunchies is
Not going to be
probably
doing a
not
lot
great
for you.
in limited. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Amber Coil here. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your ink well, you remove up to 2 damage from chosen character.
Not awful.
It's better
It's
than the
pretty
Crunchies,
okay. Yeah.
but again, I really don't, you know, I don't know that there's a great spot. I don't
Right.
know that it's worth the spot to have this sort of just item in here. I'll put it at C tier.
Yeah, I think it's along the same lines as the Roger. It's not optimal, it's not ideal, but it's okay.
So Pain is pretty good. It's an
Yeah.
Olaf. It's actually just Olaf exactly.
I think in a limited it's not bad though. I think I would put it at B tier.
B tier.
A
I think
tier?
I think it survives two, almost certainly like two turns, right? So you get two lore
Yeah.
out of it. So it's a two lore, one cost essentially. I think that's pretty nice. We can leave it at B tier. We'll
Okay.
see how good some of these others are. Whenever you play an action that isn't a song, you may banish chosen item. I think that's
Meh.
probably not helpful.
I think
Um,
it's the same as Roger.
it's
I
probably
think it's
better than
C
Roger
because
though,
it's not
slightly, right?
okay.
Just
Yeah,
more likely to play an action, and
sure.
maybe there is an item we find later that's pretty good. This one, whenever this character quests, name a card and then reveal the top card of your deck. If it's the named card, put it in your inkwell face down and exert it. Otherwise, put it on the top of your deck.
Good freaking luck
Yeah,
trying to guess what card is coming off the top of your deck
I
in
think
a
this is D
limited
tier.
format. Yeah, I think that's a D tier for sure.
I think the only reason that would be any good is if there's a card we find later that makes it like Merlin's Cottage, right? If there was
Yes,
something like that that made it so you could, and it was common. Um,
and its only other saving grace is inkable.
yeah, we can always revisit if we have to. But
Yeah.
ladies, a one cost 1/2. While you have a character named Tramp in play, this character gets one lore.
I just like the
I don't know.
card because it's
Yeah,
lady.
I mean it's nice, but the fact that you have to have the Tramp just makes it a one cost uninkable 1/2 with a
Yeah.
again the effect is slightly better than Roger because it's uninkable.
I don't know.
You're
You
forced to
probably
play
have
this.
more puppies than you have singular tramps.
Right. Again, it depends on how many tramps we see later, right?
Y-
But I don't think it's any better or worse than I think it's right there with it.
True, true, true.
Because the effect could be better than Rogers if you do have a tramp, but
Hmm.
it's worse in that you have to play it because it's uninkable. Whenever one of your characters sings a song, chosen opponent reveals their hand. I don't think we're singing much, right?
I almost don't, I almost never even take songs
Yeah,
unless they're like
good.
really good or worth it. But I find myself taking very few actions and items and
Yeah.
songs.
So I'll put it at C because again, it's the same stat line as these others.
Hmm.
Wake up, Alice. Return chosen damage character to their player's hand. You don't
Mm,
really. I mean, you could do it on your own, right?
sure.
So it's not terrible, but I just it's kind of a
Not my favorite.
yeah, it's kind of a desperation play.
Yeah. Hmm.
Put it in D tier, I
Yeah, that
think.
sounds good.
He's a tramp. Chosen character gets +1 strength for this turn for each character you have in play. So it's a one cost song.
That's not bad for like later in the game if you've got a lot of characters on board and you get one free extra ink and you have this. One is inkable, two, you can sing it with a character. But honestly, it just costs one. So if you have a big enough board and you need to start controlling their board, this is pretty worth it as far as like being able to beef up some of your characters just to do that extra damage. So like
Yeah,
say instead of having to throw two characters at one person to take it out, you only need to do one character because sometimes you find
just
yourself in
sing it. Yeah.
situations where you really just need that one extra damage. I think this is pretty nice in a limited format.
Oh, even early too, because even on
Yeah.
curve, you can play a character on 3 and then sing your one cost
Mhm.
on your 2 cost, and so now your 2 cost gets +3 strength, as if that 3 cost you just played basically
Yeah.
made it a crab. So I think
Yeah.
this is not
I
too
like it.
bad.
I think it's a B card,
Doesn't
yeah.
replace itself, but I think it's
No,
singable, which
but
makes it
it's
pretty
still
nice.
yeah, it's nice.
While a damaged character is in play, this character gets +2 strength, so it could be a 3/2,
Mm,
but it doesn't. The Yeah, I think you want a 3/2 on for one, but you don't. But not let. But only on turn one, really. Well, turn one
Yeah.
is when it's mostly valuable. So I think this kind of goes just in with that pile
Yeah.
down
Not my
here. Might
favorite
be
either.
slightly better than some of those. Now this one I kind of like. Toby.
We love a Toby.
Toby.
Toby. Toby.
Um, you
Toby
have
has
to
our
play it
hearts.
because it's uninkable.
Yeah.
But I think
It's worth
playing
it.
this on one is basically like playing that Moana. Like
Mhm.
it's trading with some big stuff, and you can either
Yeah.
just quest freely with it, or you can trade back into something that is most certainly cost more than it.
Yeah.
So it trades up. I think Toby's an A tier at least.
For sure. For sure.
Um, this next one might be a hot take. might
Oh
get some
boy.
might get some heat from people here. Unconventional tool. When this item is banished, you may
Mm.
pay 2 less for the next item you play this turn. I think this goes straight into the
I don't really like it.
unplayable tool pile. Yeah. I think
I
this
don't know, but I'm not a fan of playing items in limited either, but that's just me. I mean, I know some of them are useful and like I found myself grabbing a couple here and there in previous sets, but like I usually just go for characters.
there's very few. Essentially
Mhm.
they have to do card draw for you or else,
Almost,
and
yeah.
this is negative card draw because it takes cards out of your hand. Um and so it says when it's banished too, right?
I think
So you
so.
have to
If
have a
the
way to banish it is
Mhm.
the other thing. Um and so it's like taking a lot of cards out of your hand and then there's not a consistent way to refill them.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of a trap in limited. So none of these one twos. Whenever this character quests, you may
Montuga.
banish a chosen item of yours to draw a card.
That's not awful. I mean,
So it's a tiny
it's at
Hiram.
least more playable than the other 1/2s because if you do have like a crap card item in your your deck that you just got
Yeah.
stuck with or something, you can essentially turn that into a card draw
I mean, I
with this
guess if you get
character.
4 of these, right? If you end up getting like a bunch of these in your sealed packs or your draft, you could turn them into like a mini Hiram.
Isn't it uncommon or common? I
It's a
don't remember.
common.
Okay. I don't know. I think it's a
Uncommon.
thought. I
But
don't
you would
want to
also
say it's
need
a
to
B
pack it with
tier.
items, and we haven't really seen that many great items. And it's
Yeah,
probably only questing once to draw once, so it's really not even.
probably.
It's only replacing itself and not the item that you had to play to banish itself.
I don't know. It's a C tier to me, but it's like a high C tier. It's like higher than the other ones, I guess.
Sure.
Also, just as a quick tidbit here, let us know your opinion too in the chat.
Yeah, if
We're
we
just
miss something,
flying through these, if you've got some hot takes, we're here for the spice. Let us know.
once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, look at the top card of your deck. You may put it either on the top or the bottom of your deck. Now this
I like it.
is not bad
I
because
like
you
it.
don't have to turn it sideways. And if you play it on one, you basically get to filter your deck every
Mm-hmm.
single turn when you ink.
Yeah.
It becomes less useful later, but
Sure, but
that's
by then you
fine.
probably don't even have it
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
for some reason or
I
another,
like
but I
this.
like it.
I think this might be A tier.
A tier?
It is uninkable, but an uninkable one cost isn't as bad.
Yeah, I think you're.
If you get it
I
late,
kind of
though, it's
agree with
pretty
that.
bad.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's A tier. It's fine. I like it.
That's fine. We can be wrong. We another Olaf here.
Toulouse. I love him. He's cute. He's so adorable.
Toulouse.
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 Yeah.
Alright, it is really
He's
cute
painting.
painting. Yeah.
Oh, and it's got
Cute.
an Archazia Island flavor text too.
He squeezed more paint from the tube and
Acacia
wiggled
was
in delight.
fun, even if she was a giant owl. She had so many new colors to paint
Oh,
with.
so they are they in Arcasia? The cats in Arcasia's like
I don't know.
house or whatever, playing with their paints.
I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, this is.
Sidetracked there. I like that. I like that card. It's so cute too. Anyway.
Water has memory. Look at the top 4 cards of chosen player's deck. Put one on the top of their deck and the rest on the bottom in any order. Filter 4.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would
This is fun.
willingly take this card.
It's certainly fun.
I mean, sure, it's fun.
I don't know how powerful it actually is,
I
though.
don't know if I would. I don't know if I would put that in my deck as an uninkable slot.
Yeah. I
I don't know
mean,
if it's worth the uninkable.
it works nice if you're able to draw a card right after, or if you have a way to draw a card reliably, and then you play this first, then you get to draw that top card, and so this basically pays one more to make it like a look at the top four like a visions
I
essentially.
guess, but you then still have to
Um,
wait for that card on your next turn. You just put it on the top. You don't even
well, and
get
if
to
you
take
had,
it,
that's what I'm
right?
saying. If you had a way to draw a card
Oh,
reliably,
yeah.
right?
Okay, I
So like
understand.
you have a
Yeah.
restoring the heart, which is draw a card,
Sure.
and you have this water has
You play
memory. So
that
now
for. Okay, I understand.
paying one extra, so you don't get to draw the card, but you get to filter through four. But a lot of times you're not necessarily looking for anything particular,
Right.
right? Because you're not like if only I could look at five cards and pick the be prepared that I wanted out of it, or the
Mm-hmm.
Hiram that I needed from it. Um, yeah, I don't think there's much here. It's certainly fun.
I mean,
Maybe it's
yeah.
B tier.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't cost much, so it's not that bad.
And then this might be our only S tier card.
Hey, hey.
Archazia. Why is he wearing a coconut?
Probably put.
Shanzi? Oh, like the hyena. It's probably better not to
I don't
ask.
know. I don't know if that's
Shanze.
the
Who's
hyena.
Shanze then?
I think it's an Illumineer.
It's the Illumineer? Okay.
I think one of the Illumineers.
Is talking with Arcasia, huh? They're friends.
I'd have to double check the list of
Yeah.
Illumineers, I guess.
I think you might be right.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Alright, so hey S
We're
tier.
putting him in as S tier? Yeah, sure. Hey, hey's always S tier.
Mulan, when you play this character, you may draw, then choose. You may draw a card, then choose and discard a card.
It's
So
the
it's just like
Simba, but
Simba. This is
reversed.
actually pretty good because this is
Well, isn't Simba 2-2 or is he
he's
1-2?
a 1/2.
Okay, but this is a 2-1.
Yeah, this
Which I almost
trade's
like
not.
better because then
Yeah, it
it
depends
takes
on what
out
you're doing with it.
whatever.
In limited, I
Yeah,
think it's nice, right? So
yeah.
I think this might
I like it. I think it's an A
be A
tier.
tier.
Yeah.
And it's inkable too, and it lets you filter through. So like if you do end up with one of these cards, um, but
Yeah, I can just discard it.
I do want to point out like this Merlin we talked about here about being able to look at the top cards. I still want to warn against something like this Merlin. This is where I think like trying to go in on like oh a Merlin and then I play Water Has Memory and then I can predict the top card and put it in as ink and you know I think you're spending too many cards for something that isn't the
And it's too
greatest
high of a
outcome.
gamble too because it is limited, so you're not likely to have 4 of each of those, which would be the most ideal if you wanted to play that type of combo. But if you only have like 1 or 2 of each at most, like the probability of getting those combos together is just
Yeah,
not it's just not very high, so I don't know if I would take that gamble for this.
I think my camera's leaning over. Sorry. All right,
Fine.
so that concludes our one drops. Hey is probably honestly just like an A tier, but his art is amazing,
I
and he's a
mean,
hey,
and it's Hey Hey.
and I think
He's
he's a good
gotta
shift
be.
target, right, for later.
I mean, depending on what you've got in your cards, any character can be a shift target. Anyway, we'll get to that.
All right, next up, let's do the two drops.
Two
All right,
drops.
we got a bunch to go through here.
Yeah.
All right, let's open it up. All right, support 2/2, 2 cost 2/2 support.
I still like it. I think it's a good card. I'm mad that
It's not
it's not a shock, but
it's not bad
it may need to be demoted just because of
because it's
that.
not Jacques.
It's fine. We'll leave it at B
The
tier. It is pretty good.
Troubadour is nice, but I don't know that we have the great songs to sing with it.
But even despite the Singer 4, a Resist 1-3 is really not bad. Like,
On 2, yeah,
yeah.
it's not terrible. I think it goes with Trusty
Mm-hmm.
probably in B tier.
Yeah. I like that.
Let's see
It's
this.
a
When
solid
this
2
character
drop.
is banished, you remove 2 damage from chosen character. No thanks.
It's okay. I think it's like a solid C. Not
Yeah.
terrible.
This one's pretty spicy.
Ooh.
0-5, bodyguard, 2 uninkable.
I
I don't
really,
know.
I really,
We didn't see
I
much that
get
you'd want to
the,
protect so far.
I get the aspect of like a 0-5 bodyguard, but I don't really like it when they don't do any damage back.
I agree. In
I think it's a solid C. There's better bodyguards out
might actually
there.
even be a D. I just
Yeah,
don't know
we'll
what we're
just leave that
protecting,
pending
right?
for now. I don't know
Um,
any of your cards, I guess. There
we
wasn't
didn't see
anything
anything
great on
great in
turn
one
one.
drop, right? Yeah. When you play this character, you may move up to 2 damage from chosen character, and they gain resist +1 until the start of the next turn.
I kind of like it.
That's not bad. That's the Lilo. The same stats as Lilo.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, especially if you had like one of those 1-3 characters on turn one.
Yeah. It's not going to swing into much, but
Yeah, but
you could play it later and heal.
if they choose not to attack you and to keep up with your lore and quests instead, you can then in turn run yourself into it Rapunzel style.
Right. And then
Play
heal
that
it.
on turn two. Mm-hmm. Yep. That was my thought process.
Yeah, it's not bad. Um, so the glass slipper, you have only 2 copies of glass slipper. That doesn't matter. Actually, does it matter?
It it might.
In limited, I think that still counts probably. You should probably
Yeah,
have
I
0
would think
copies of
so.
this though. Banish the item. Exert one of your prince characters. Search your deck for a princess character. Reveal it to all players and put that card in your hand and shuffle your deck. Unless you just happen to have like this is one of those cards that is fun. And what I'll do is I'll put it to the side. And when I'm done building the deck with the cards that I actually like and want and think are good,
I'll
I'll go
probably
back.
not pick it.
Well, I'll go back and I'll look and see
Yeah.
how many. Okay, do I happen to have like 5+ princes on turn whatever,
Yeah.
and do I have like a really good princess card that just like wins me the game essentially? And if
Yeah.
that's the case, then like awesome, you pulled such great cards, and if you can orchestrate that in draft, then that's even crazier. But
Mm.
in reality, I think this is just got to be unplayable.
Knives here. What
What's going on?
we're getting
Drafties
ready
and
for draft
sealeds, yeah.
and sealed. All the fun stuff coming up for the new set, obviously. Because we're just itching for it. So this is the best way to like get the itch
If you
scratched a
have
little.
2 or more characters in play, gain 1 lore. Cost 1.
I
So this
like
is
it.
like a spell book.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. I mean, like you have to have 2 characters in play, which can be rough towards
And you
the
still have to
later.
pay 1 to gain the lore.
Same with spell book, but it's just you
You're
have to
right.
have 2 characters.
Oh
Only
yeah, they
2
are.
princes in the
I
whole
think we've
set, and
only
both
gotten
are bad.
we've only seen one prince, so that makes sense.
Have
Because we're
we even
going
seen a
by
prince?
cost. Yeah, we just saw the Prince Philip like 2 seconds ago
Oh yeah,
in
the
D tier.
prince.
We
His
put him
name
in
is
D
the prince.
tier.
Yeah, he's D tier. Yeah.
I thought it was Prince Philip, but I forgot the art, I
I
guess.
think
It's
the
from Snow White.
spaghetti is maybe a C tier, but
Yeah, I think it's
honestly,
pretty mid.
it's probably D tier. I don't want to play that. I don't want that on
Mom's
my board.
spaghetti.
Maybe it's better than the prince.
Alright.
So much to give. Draw a card. Chosen character gains bodyguard until the start of your next turn. It's a song
Draw a
and a
card. You
cantrip.
sold me at draw a card, honestly.
Yeah, you kind of get a
Plus, like,
lot of
it's
points for draw a
singable. It's
card.
inkable. Done. Deal. And it gets a come on, like,
Bodyguard's not
it's
bad
a pretty good
too.
card. I almost would put that at A tier.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Minnie Mouse. Whenever you play a character, this character gets +1 this turn. Whenever this character questions and character loses strength. You have to play so many characters, and then you only get to quest with this once. And
Yeah.
so you'd have to like play out your hand on turn 3 or 4, and then that's gonna get you like 3 or 4 lore off this person, and
Yeah.
it blanks out one character they would have, so you're not gonna see
Not
it.
my favorite. I think it's like, and it's uninkable too. So that's where I don't like it. I think it's
Sorry.
like a C tier
Yeah, I
at
shouldn't
best.
say you're not gonna see this, because hopefully you do. This is a pretty good card, but
I
I
mean,
think
yeah,
it's
it's still a
honestly B
legendary
tier.
and it's pretty.
There's a quest for none if you have nothing.
Yeah,
I
not
think
my
this
favorite.
one is
Honey
good.
Marin. Yes.
So this is like 2 lore for 2.
Yeah,
So it's like an
I like
inkable,
that.
uh, what is it? Knowledge, essentially. Like
Mhm.
they're always gonna have something exerted.
Yep.
So I think this is probably A tier.
Sounds
Remember
good.
this character quest? If you have a character named Anna in play, game 1 lore.
Did we even get a new honor card?
It depends how many Annas there are. But if there's enough Annas,
I think it's a solid like C tier because the
I mean,
body itself is good.
yeah,
The ability isn't
2 cost
great.
2/3 with 1 lore is pretty standard. So it
Yes.
has the extra ability, which is pretty nice.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it's a B tier,
I
and
don't even know if we
it's
have any new
again,
Annas.
it's another one of those cards that maybe you set to the side, and you turn sideways as you're piling up your
Unthinkable elite.
cards, and you just go back and you look and see how many Annas you have, and it makes it puts it a little more into perspective. This character is banished. If you have more cards in your hand than each opponent, you may
S
return
tier.
this card to your hand.
S tier.
ST, that's a good art. I mean,
Well, no, I mean it's Ease Cat. I finally get the Ease Cat, and it's not a bad. Like it's pretty good. Like as long as they have more cards than you, it just keeps coming back to your hand.
no, as long as you have more cards than them.
Oh,
If you have more cards in your
shoot,
hand than each opponent, you may return this card to
I
your
had it
hand.
backwards.
Uh,
Okay, well,
you have to be winning, and like
but I
they
love
on their turn,
her.
they're just gonna trade this first and then play all their cards out of their hand, so that the condition isn't true. I think
Ugh,
it's the low stats. I think this is C tier at best.
no.
This next card is probably S tier. Raja, 2 cost 3/3. Quest for 1. This is pretty nice. I mean,
Yeah,
it has vanish, but
right. I
uh,
like it.
vanish
Good
probably
body.
makes
Gorgeous
vanish just
art.
probably makes it worse in limited. Let's make it A.
Okay.
Because there's probably going to be a lot of people playing those silly little actions that can target it.
Yeah.
Um, evasive, challenger +2.
That's probably an S tier.
Yeah, this is a pretty good card.
An
This is not
evasive
bad.
challenger too. I mean, it can only take
Evasive,
certain
yeah.
so many hits at
I
two
mean,
willpower,
you
but
give it resist,
or two strength, whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
willpower.
But this
Yeah.
like you play this on
Mm,
2. This takes out like the Olaf clones, right? And then you can heal it with that other Lilo like character
yeah.
we just saw,
Mhm.
and then yeah, I don't know. Evasive's nice, and
I always think evasive. The
we're gonna give
evasive's
something
better than
S
the.
tier. Maybe we change it after
We
we
have
see
quite
some
a
more cards.
well, yeah.
Whenever an opponent chooses this character for an action or ability, you may draw a card. I don't know how
Mm,
often that's happening.
yeah.
We'll give it a bump for Luis Huerta. Awesome artist. Love the
I
card.
mean,
Um, I would say this is probably solid B
B.
tier.
Yeah. Here for it.
Return chosen character of yours to your hand. Exert chosen character. So this one's
I
actually not
mean,
terrible.
yeah, I was gonna say it's not terrible. It's inkable. Plus, like if you've got a damaged character on board, or if you like challenge into a character and damage yourself, you return it. You know,
You,
have another. I don't know. There's options.
there's also like you get in those stalemates where you play like a character on one, and
Hmm.
they play a character on one, and now you can't quest with yours, but they can't quest
Yeah.
with theirs, or they don't want to, or something. So you can quest with your, and then you play a 2 drop, and you can quest with your 1 drop on turn 3, play this, bounce your 1 drop, replay it, and then exert one of their characters and
Yep.
force the trade with your 2 drop.
Hmm.
Um, So that's not terrible. It also gets rid of the vanish characters, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm now realizing probably has some value. I say it's probably a B,
Okay.
maybe a C because it's an action. I don't know. I don't like actions too much, except for this
I
one.
don't either.
This is a song and an action. Game one lore, draw a card. Yes.
S tier.
Yes,
I
please.
don't care that it's uninkable.
I don't really care either because it replaces itself and you can
Yep.
sing it. And
Yep.
if you sing it, no matter who you're singing it with, they would have quested for one lore anyway. So instead, you exerted them, gained the lore that we would have gotten, and
Yep. Get its
drew
card.
one more card into your deck. So I
I'm
think
here
this
for it.
is pretty good.
S tier.
Each player draws 3 cards.
I'm not giving my opponent 3
I don't
cards
want to either.
in any scenario. No matter how badly I want 3 cards, I'm not giving them 3 cards.
I mean, it's a gamble on yourself, right? You say I have better cards than you, so like
I
if
guess
I
the
draw
only
three
way
of
that
them, my
if
3 are
you
gonna be
have
better.
this
But
card, but low chances. I don't know if there are any new discard cards. I think
yeah,
it's a solid D tier.
it's
And
probably
it's
C.
uninkable.
Yeah, it's probably D.
Okay.
You're probably right. It's probably high D though. I don't know. Some people out there are gonna be like they're gonna be card draw,
Well,
card
that's the
draw
good thing about
stands,
this. It's
and they're
just
probably
our
right.
opinion.
Whenever this character quests, you may pay 1 less for the next action you play this turn. That's actually not
Meh,
terrible, but again, I don't
not
think you should
bad.
be. So, all right, I say it's not terrible, but I think this might actually be one of those trap cards because again, you don't really want to be playing actions,
We're relying on them a lot.
right? Because
My
there's
dad.
not going to be a lot of like, there's going to be ones that seem almost good enough if you have like this combo, but um, yeah,
Yep.
I don't think so.
See?
Yeah, it's inkable. Intoxicated Baymax.
I love him.
Yeah. Yep. I'm on
I
board.
don't like that he enters play exerted and he only has
Well, it's
2
because he's got
health.
low battery.
I am aware.
He's bonsai though. I'll take it. I'll take this. This is like a Smee or a bonsai. They're if you're on the play, they're almost certainly not going to be able to take him out with anything. Our I should have saved. I gotta remember to save it next time after we finish the tier list. But pretty sure there was only 2 1-cost characters that had 2 strength or more. It was the 2/2 Hey Hey and the 2/1.
And then the one drop Tobe.
Oh, and the Tobey, yeah. So those are the only ones that are gonna be able to effectively trade with this.
Mhm.
So for the most part, this is getting its 2 lore, and no matter what,
Yeah.
it trades with whatever goes into it. So
Yeah.
and it's inkable. I think this is S tier.
I like it. S tier, S tier.
You pay 1 less to play characters using their shift abilities.
Ah,
I
It's
don't
hard to say
like it.
because we haven't gone to any of the shifts yet.
I don't like it.
So, but I don't. I'm not.
This
Yeah.
is
It's
again,
C
put this to
tier.
the side and look to see
Inkable.
how many shift characters you have, and if you have several decent shift characters, because it's inkable, maybe this moves up a tier or so for you. But for me, I think it's
Maybe.
probably a C tier.
Yeah.
2 cost 1/1 quest for 2. Whenever this character is challenged, you may return an action card that isn't a song from your discard to your hand. No,
Mm.
it's
I would say
lore.
it's a
That's it.
D tier. Yeah, that's just me.
I'm gonna put it at the very low of C tier just because it does quest, and it quests for 2, and there's not a terrible amount of ping that we've seen or anything like that. So at the very least, it might be 2 cost, 2 lore, right?
True.
We'll put it at the very bottom of C. Yzma, when you play this character, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card.
I
Why?
mean, it's just a. I don't
That
know.
that that Aladdin or whatever it was, the 2/1 from before Mulan.
It was a Mulan.
It
She was a
was
2
two.
1.
She was a 2/1. Yeah, that's the same
So you
card,
pay
but
1
for 1
extra
less.
ink for 1 extra health,
Yeah, no
and
thanks.
that's it. And I think we had her at an A tier. I'd say that this is a C tier.
Yeah, C tier. That's fine.
Actually, I mean, like,
It's
I
not
don't
great.
know.
No, it's
It's
not
still.
good. 2/2 is. understated for 2 costs. If you have a character named Lady in play, you may pay 1 less to play this character. When you play this character, chosen character music is +1 this turn for each other character you have in play.
So the problem is I like this card, and there is the 1-drop lady, so you can go in with the curve and do lady on 1, tramp for 1 on 2, with maybe even another 1-drop
Now you're out
on
of
turn
cards.
2. But yes, now you're out of cards. You have to have that combo. You're more like it's
And there's
just so
only, and this is a
situational.
rare too, so you're not gonna have that many of them.
Yeah, it's just so situational that it makes it really hard. Like the concept, good. I love it. You know what I mean? I'm here for the concept of it, of the combination.
You know,
Not not here for how situational it is to actually obtain
honestly,
that combination.
what I think would make this card maybe a little better. So we have Trusty and you have Tramp, but we're really missing one key piece to this trifecta here.
Yeah, we need a
Maybe
shock.
if there was a Jacques card, that
I know.
that would make all of these much more playable.
I'm
So
so sad. Jacques.
all
Did you
right,
not save the first page or something?
nope, I didn't. So we're gonna save this next one now.
Okay.
So this time it gets saved.
Super.
All right, and so this is the end of the 2 drops. Diablo, this is my family. And Baymax, some of the S tier ones to grab. Raja, Honeymelon. I think those are a little better than this draw card Bodyguard one, but Raja, Honeymelon, great cards. Some others that are pretty decent to get. Um, you need, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 2 drops or so. You don't need too many.
Yeah.
So try and grab a couple good ones, maybe a couple decent ones in here, and should be all right. So let's head to the 3 drops. Oh, we got a
Oh
lot of
boy.
these.
We gotta speed through this quicker because we're almost at an hour and we've only gone through 2 costs.
All right. If you have Peg, Natural Performer, 2/4. If you have 3 or more other characters in play, draw a card. Other characters, 3 or more other characters. So you have to have 4 characters in play to draw a card.
I think it's a C tier even if it is card draw.
Yeah, it's not great. Mirabelle, 1/3 evasive, Singer 5.
Um,
Points for
I think
evasive.
it's a B tier just for being evasive.
Yeah, points for evasive. Mariano Guzman. While you have a character named Dolores Madrigal in play, this character gets 1. I mean, he's a 3 cost 3/4, so there's points for
Yeah, so I
that.
think
So
he's
that's
a
not
solid
bad.
he's a solid card, but his effect is almost worthless. I think there's one singular Dolores.
We passed it. It was last round, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. This card, whenever
Mm.
1/4, 2 lore, Singer 5. Whenever you move 1 or more damage from a character, ready this character. They can't quest or challenge. So this implies you're gonna be singing songs and healing, which again I think it's a trap. I
It's
think
so situational.
there are a lot of cards that do those. The Radcliffe, but I have a Radcliffe and I have a puppy.
But
I
you
you
have to
know
have them all together,
well
and
exactly, and
it's
then
like
you
all
also
the
have to have a
pieces have to
song to
fit
sing and
perfectly,
another
and
song to sing. Yeah,
exactly. So, but I think it's a solid body
it's not a bad
for
card though.
the
Yeah,
cost. So I think it's kind of like the what's his name? The other guy. Anyway,
Mariano. All right, Peppa Madrigal. Whenever one or
Peppa
more characters sings a song, gain a lore.
again,
Nope.
solid body 2/4 though. So
Eh.
I think she's still
Well, we
like
got 3/4 from the other person for the same cost.
you're right. I think she's a C tier, like the other
Yeah.
2/4 that's in there.
Yep. 3/2
Carla,
evasive
love
support.
it.
This I do really
Solid
like.
A tier.
This is pretty nice. It's a
I almost
little
would say she's a
understated
D tier
because I think we've seen 2
or F
cost three
tier is what I
twos.
meant.
S
Right.
tier? No. If it was a
I
little,
said almost.
yeah, if it was a little stronger, then I think
Yeah.
because we've seen 3/2 Basil's. I
Mhm.
think a 3/2 for 2
Yeah.
asset. All right, let's check this one out. 3 cost 2/2 quest for 3.
I think it's an A tier.
Yeah,
That is a
absolutely.
must answer.
Yeah, and there's probably not too many answers. When you
Yep.
play this character, you may choose and discard a card to give chosen opposing character -3 to the start of your next
Uh,
turn.
I don't really know.
I can't
Like,
give up the
I
card.
don't really want to discard my cards.
It's a
I think it's a
May
C
though,
just because it's an
so
inkable.
is
Correct.
so it's
So
a
I think it's a solid C tier with the other two 4 bodies.
when this character is banished in a challenge, you may draw a card.
S tier.
S tier.
3-2 S tier, no?
It's a little understated.
All right.
I think it's
It's like Perla.
probably an A though,
Yeah.
because it is gonna get banished. But I mean, like this is the banished draw a card is great on a 1 cost or a 2 cost. Is it gets worse the more expensive you get, right? Because now you're paying
True.
3 to get 1 lore and for it to replace itself. So it might actually just be like high B tier.
Okay. We're only doing that because it's Bucky.
Yeah, 4-3-3. I like this for
A
sure.
tier.
This is nice. This is a good card.
Yeah.
Amethyst Coiled. During your turn, whenever it's put in your Inkwell, you move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character.
I don't like
No,
it. It's
no,
uninkable.
yeah.
Not worth it. It's not the worth the uninkability.
The other
Not in my
coil
opinion.
was not bad because
I think it was inkable too.
did we not see the Sapphire coil earlier?
Not yet.
Does it cost more? It costs 3?
It must. It must cost 3
I
or
thought the
4.
Sapphire coil was cheaper.
I don't remember. I don't think we did that one yet. Anyway, let's move on to the next one.
Maybe we missed something, but
Hmm.
so the next one, yeah. But yeah, I think the cheaper the coil, the better, because you get to use it more often. You're gonna stop inking after like 5 or 6 sometimes in limited. Thomas O'Malley 3 cost 4-2 ward. Ward's not that great because there's not that much stuff. So this is just like a worse version of the 4-3, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So this is like a B tier.
I say yeah.
I
I
mean,
say
it
the B
trades,
tier.
but it doesn't survive ever. So sure.
I don't know. Maybe we're wrong.
2-5. I don't like this too
Ooh,
much. I
pretty
think,
big body though.
yeah, but I think the strength is more important, especially when it's only questing for 1.
Yeah. See?
C tier, yeah. This one's pretty good. Vanish. 3 cost 4-4. When you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to gain 2 lore. So
And
that's a
it's a
May.
4/4. I kind of like that.
You can just play it too. It's a
Right.
May,
Yeah.
which is really pretty bonkers.
Mhm.
Oh no, I'm realizing we missed a bunch of 2 drops. We're gonna have to go back.
How?
I I don't know. I just don't.
Okay.
I didn't have them.
All right. Well,
So
we'll fix that once we're done with this.
yeah, Giant Cobra I think is an A tier, maybe even an S tier. It's
Okay.
probably just an A tier because the Vanish.
Hmm.
Whenever one of your characters challenges, you may move 1 damage counter from chosen character to chosen opposing character.
Not my favorite.
Challenges, you may move 1 damage counter from. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of challenging.
Yeah.
So if you challenge and survive, then the next person that challenges can then take 1 of the damage off of your character that survived and
Sure.
move it somewhere else. You could also swing this into something Rapunzel style and put damage
Yeah.
on it and then challenge with all your other people.
I think it's a solid
Um,
B tier.
it's not bad, but it
Yeah.
is kind of low stats.
Well, yeah. A little bit, but that's okay.
This
Hmm.
card I think is kind of goated. During your turn, when this character is banished in a challenge, return this card to your hand and gain 1
Yeah.
lore.
That's
So
pretty
there's a
goated, honestly.
3/4
3/4.
that gets you a lore
I
and
think the best
recycles
tier.
itself. That I think is really nice. I really like that.
Yeah.
Um, Hopefully we don't have the same problem
Okay.
here. I feel like I'm missing some of the 3-drops as well. No, I guess Orville might be the last one. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, we're doing this on the fly. This is our first
We're
time.
doing it live.
When you play a Floodborne character on this card, draw a card.
We haven't been keeping track of how many Floodborns there are,
None yet.
honestly.
And it has to be Hero Hamada because you have to play it on this card. Or the Universal Shift one that we know
Mm,
exists. So I think this is pretty D tier. It's not even great stats, too.
yeah.
Maybe it's a C tier because I guess I like it a little more than like maybe one of these
Cool.
2/4s or a 2/5. I don't know. While you have more cards in your hand than each opponent, this character gets +2 lore.
I kind of like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to have more cards in your hand, but
it's
I
interesting.
mean, it's a decently statted body, and then it makes it a 3 more. Like, that's pretty good.
3, 2,
I don't know. I
3.
think maybe B or A tier. I think it's maybe borderline A, but maybe it's not quite.
Okay. Whenever you play an action that isn't a song, we already chosen pirate character. No.
Uh,
Nope. D tier. No thank you. Next card. Whenever this character is challenged, the challenging player chooses and discards a card.
I kind of like it because no matter, I mean, it doesn't, I mean, not no matter what, but like, it's going to probably take out something that
And
challenges
make
it
them
with 3
discard.
and a
And
quest for
quest for
2.
2. So
So it's
yeah.
nice to have on the curve.
3 cost, get 2
Yeah.
lore, and trade a character, and they discard. That's pretty nice. I like that. A tier.
It's like A tier, yeah.
Discard troll card of the set. Let's go. Ink Geyser. Each player exerts all ink, shuffles them, and returns until they have 3.
I
Um,
don't know, man.
this is again fun, but I don't think it'll be impactful. Again, you're not really going much higher than like 5 or 6, but um, it is
I
card
don't
draw
know.
technically, right?
Everybody loves that
It is card draw.
card.
Let's put it in C tier. It's probably D tier. Probably
Leave it in
high D
C
tier.
tier.
All right,
Okay.
low C tier. Emerald Coil. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your ink, chosen character gains evasive until the start of your next turn.
I like it, but like
It's
it's
not bad.
uninkable. I don't like that it's
This is
uninkable.
this is probably in the same spot as the Emerald Chromacon was, where it's 3 cost uninkable, or yeah, 3 cost uninkable item. You have to be winning here, because basically they won't be able to take out your characters, so they'll just race you. So you'll ink and you'll give evasive to one of your characters that quest for big, and then that'll dodge. Hopefully, that's a good strategy, but your opponent will just race you, and to give up your
Hmm.
turn 3, you might just lose that race, basically.
Yeah.
If they play down like a decent 2 questing character or something. So I think this is probably D. I think it's probably better than the other ones in D at least. 3/2 reckless, resist 2.
I kind of like
Yeah,
it. Resist 2, honestly, with a 3.
makes him a 3/4 effectively.
Yeah, I kind of like it. And it's
Just
inkable still.
can't quest though, right? We want a B, C. Better than
You can
these
make
ones
the
in
final call.
C.
I like it.
We'll put it at the top of C,
Yeah.
I guess. Cogsworth, if you have an item in your discard, this character gets +2.
Pretty cool.
The only reason I have an
How
item
do
in my
you gotta get
discard.
that item in your discard somehow? If it doesn't have a banish ability,
Yeah.
there's not anything that's gonna get your opponent to banish your items. I don't think this set.
It's a 3 cost 3/3. That's the only thing it's got going for it. This character can challenge ready characters. While the character has damage, he gets +2. I mean, that's so cool, but I think 3 cost, uninkable,
Yeah, it's
2/3
really
is
hard
not
for.
great. It's only going to be able
Yeah.
to challenge like a 2/2, and
Hmm.
then hopefully, if it survives somehow, it'll be able to challenge something, an X4 basically. So I
Right.
think this is probably D tier. Ready all your characters. They gain reckless this turn. This is the same as the pirate one. Deal 1 damage to all your characters and ready them. if you're that far behind, I guess, that you need to do this, ready them all, and then try again,
Well, I feel like
maybe. Mm.
the thought behind using this isn't
Oh,
about
quest and
reckless at
then
all.
challenge,
Just quest and then ready them. And
and
it's
then
only on
challenge.
that turn, so you just pass and then your reckless is gone.
Right, but they
The
have to
reckless is
challenge
not.
though too, right? So
Well, if you quest first and then play this.
then they readied and they're reckless and they have to challenge though,
Oh, they have
right?
to.
So
Okay, I see
it
what you're
means that you're presumably high questing, low
saying.
challenging characters are now forced to challenge.
I don't like it. I
And
think it's
just
B tier.
uninkable is
And it's
really
unequal.
tough.
I was
When
misunderstanding
this
it.
item is banished, you may return an item card with two or less from your discard to your hand. No,
Meh.
we haven't found any items that we really wanted, let alone ones that we want back, right, from our hand.
Yeah.
1/6 for 3.
I like it. A 1/6 for 3. She's gonna stay around for a hot minute.
It's like Hiram. Yeah, you quest probably 2 or 3, probably 2 times.
At minimum.
Yeah, we've seen 3/3s though.
I think it's a B.
B's fine. This is a 3 cost 3/4. Moliere though.
B.
That's a
Standard.
pretty cool art. Yeah, the 3/4. The other 3/4 was we put him here in B tier.
That's what I said. I said B
Okay.
tier, pretty standard.
This card.
Yes.
No. No, you have to have the item. Now you have to
I
play an
know.
item and it costs
I
another
just
one from
like
your
it.
hand. It's
I
a
just
cool
like the
card,
card.
right? Yeah, it's a
Cool
really cool
card.
card, but I think it's probably C tier at best here.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever this character quests, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. You reveal any number of puppy cards and put them in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order.
I love it. Again, situational.
Um,
Solid D tier.
a quest for 2.
Oh yeah, okay, C tier.
So I guess we can put it there. Pepper, whenever your puppy character is banished. 3 costs 2/2 for 1 is super understated.
Yeah,
You
that one. But I mean, it's inkable. It's a
yeah, but
puppy. It's not my favorite.
3 cost 3/3 support. I like it.
I kind of like it. B. You think it's an
B.
A?
I mean, it gives support, so it's +3. But yeah, it's at least B. Whenever you play a full-born character, if you use shift to play them, you may draw a card.
I love it because it's so cute, but no.
Probably not
It's
good.
only attributes. It's inkable.
Whenever one of your characters challenges another character, if it's a second challenge this turn, gain 3 lore.
Okay, I'm 100% going to forget.
Yeah. If
Like,
it's the second challenge this turn, okay.
I feel like
That's
this
not
is the first
bad.
card that has that situational of a.
Chica,
I guess
the
you're right.
blue
That's the
one.
second time you
Ink,
ink
yeah.
in a turn.
Yep.
So this is similar, and it's the second time you challenged in your turn. I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a little understated. I think it's a solid like B tier card
It would just sit there on the board.
until you challenge
You'd
twice,
have to
which is
challenge
hard to
around it,
do.
which is fine, but you're just like challenging around it, right?
Correct.
It could also be part of the challenge too if
Because
it
you
needs
can't really
to,
play
but
it on the curve and then get it to do what you want because you'd have to have your 1 drop and your 2 drop on board. Play him on 3. Wait till turn 4. Use your
uh
1 and 2
no, he can
to. Well, he
he
has to
can
be able
happen
to
on
challenge.
whenever one of your characters challenges another character if it's the second challenge this turn.
Correct.
So
Then
he
he
doesn't
has
have
to.
to be involved in the challenge.
Oh, well, no. What I was gonna say was I thought he has. I thought it was a gain 3 lures and like when you
No,
quest.
just gain
I
3 lore. Yeah,
misunderstood
yeah.
that.
So
Okay,
it's a passive ability. He can just sit there and never do anything,
I
kind of like
understand
the
now.
Mushu that we'll eventually see.
Yes.
So that's why
See, and
he's
this
kind
is
of
why it's
decent.
good to look at the cards so I don't end up in a situation during whatever that set was when I played that Flynn Rider that gains lore dependent on how many cards you have in your hand because I didn't read it right. And I was like, oh my god, this is great. It wasn't great. I had all the cards in my hand when I played it. Anyway,
During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, this character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn. This is actually pretty nice.
I like it.
You're gonna ink at least 3 more times.
Probably.
Probably 2 or 3
I
more
don't
times.
really
Yeah.
like that it's only a 1/4, but still, it's fine.
Like it survives really well though. You're getting at least 2
Yeah.
quests out of that
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah. Mm.
When you play this character, chosen character gains challenger +2 this turn. So it's like a different crab. It's actually not that bad. I actually kind of like this. It's like crab but quest for 2.
Yeah.
This is pretty good.
I like it. I think it's a solid A tier card. I would pick that.
This actually might even be S tier.
Okay.
Because now your 1-drop can trade really well. And then in that quest for 2.
Sure.
During your turn, while you have a character named Miss Bianca or Bernard and play this character gains evasive.
I don't know if we got any new Miss Biancas or Bernards this set at all. I think those were all
Yeah.
Shimmering Skies.
Well, even if we didn't, it's a 4/3. 3 cost 4/3 is not bad.
I don't know if it's an A tier.
Well, this
Do
one
you?
is.
Where's our other 4? Oh,
Kashim
okay, I was
is,
gonna
yeah.
say, where's the other 4/3?
Because
Okay,
it trades
good.
really, really well.
Yeah,
it's
no,
gonna,
that's fine. I just couldn't remember which one he was in.
It's going to take out these cards like Aurora and stuff that your opponents play, and anything that only has 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take them out pretty good. All right, so
Mhm.
I think
Okay.
this
You save
is.
that. I'll be right back.
All right. So we need to open this back up. And then I think we are missing a number of two drops. So let's grab these. So we're missing like the coil. We're missing some red one. We're missing green. We missed all of red. I don't know how we missed this. We missed from the tramp on.
Oh,
Wow.
we skipped the whole color?
We skipped like 3 whole colors. We're wild. There's a lot more 2 drops. This makes a lot more sense here.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm just grabbing all these cards. Alright. Okay. Please stop making noise at me. And then we need to add
Again, if you're following along with us, thank you again for joining us. If you have any opinions or thoughts on the new cards and want to share them with us, we're happy to hear your opinion because this is just our opinion. So don't take any of this for gospel or anything. Take it with a grain of salt because we're just a couple of newbies.
yeah, we missed like 3 entire colors here. Bolt.
Oh boy.
This character quests if he has no damage, you may draw a card and then discard a card. It's a worse, like. Yeah,
I think it's a C tier.
C tier is good.
Yeah.
When you play this character, if your character named Jafar in play, you may banish chosen item. I don't care about banishing items. It's bad. D tier. Challenger +3 during your turn. This character gains evasive.
I like it.
It's actually not
Challenger +3.
terrible, but it's uninkable.
But it's only, I know, but it's a 2-drop 3/4.
It might actually survive
Eventually.
something though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's maybe B tier.
I think that if you're on the draw, if you're on the draw for this and you play that on turn 2, I think that's a pretty good card turn 2.
Yeah, because it does just challenge whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deal 1 damage each to up to 2 chosen characters.
Not my favorite. I think it's
So
solid C tier.
it's like a worse
Inkable. Yeah, it's inkable is what I
twin
meant.
fire. It's like a worse twin fire.
Yeah.
It's probably B because it's actual removal. We could put Helga
Okay.
in A tier.
I like the Helga.
Alright, that's fine. It's uninkable. But Tuck Tuck. 0-1 bodyguard resist +2. So it's like a 0-3
Um,
bodyguard. Quest for 1. I don't like
I
that. What are you
yeah,
bodyguarding?
I don't know.
Why
I
wouldn't you
think
just go
it's
with the
D tier.
prince, right?
Yeah, I think
The
it's a
zero
D
five.
tier. Well, I mean, I guess the reason why you would choose this over the Prince is the resist, because
Yeah, but
presumably they would have to send in potentially two different characters for this to die.
no, they just have to do 3 damage at once. So they send in like a Raja or a Helga Sinclair.
Yeah, I guess.
But with the prince, they'd have to send in Helga, and they'd definitely have to send in 2 characters.
Oh,
Uh,
he's a 0-5, isn't he?
yeah,
That's
he's
right.
0-5. Steel Coil. During your turn, whenever a card has been your equal, you may draw a card, then discard a card. Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, you're
I don't
filtering
like
through
it,
like bad cards that you have, but like
but you still only
you
have
should only
limited
have
amount of
40
cards.
cards, and some of them are good. Yeah, they should all be good,
Yeah,
really.
and
Um,
it's just taking up an uninkable slot. I don't know how many times you're gonna be doing that.
to exert, pay 1. Chosen
I
character
kind
gains
of
challenger
like this card
+2.
though.
It's like a worse. This is a worse medallion weights, which is one of my favorite limited cards of all time.
That's why I said I kind of like this. I don't think it's like amazing,
Look at this C
but
tier. This one might be like might be magical
S
Christmas land,
tier.
but uh, I do
I
think this
love
is
it.
kind of cool. You pair it with like that on turn 3, the what was it, a Jafar we just looked at or something that gives
Mhm.
+3 or plus
Yeah.
2 challenger +2. Swing this into something, and then you get to play like one of your big 6
Yeah.
drops or something for
Yeah.
free. This
I
is
love it.
honestly pretty
It's
nice. If
a
you
S
get
tier
one, play
card.
it. If you get one,
Yeah.
play it just for the fun of it.
Heck
Uh,
yeah. It's like almost a Mufasa.
Next card, Phantom
S tier.
Blot, S tier. Moving on.
No
Um,
questions. Thank you.
but seriously though, Rush is pretty OP. And this is
Yeah.
like a
I mean, it's
Toby
not
with Rush,
surviving. Whatever it hits is not surviving more than
but
likely.
yeah, but it'll take out anything.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
honestly think this is probably like A
A
tier
tier.
because it's gonna swing as much as Helga, but it can do it in the exact same turn that it did.
Yeah.
And Helga honestly isn't surviving anything either because they're gonna swing back at it for free.
Yep.
Um, Grandmother Fa. Whenever this character quests, you may give chosen character of yours +2 this turn.
It's not my favorite,
It's not the worst
but it
though.
quests for 2. I think it's like a B tier. There's a quest for 2.
Yeah, it's better than this Donald Duck that is uninkable that quests for 2. So
Yeah.
while this character has damage, she gets +3. I think it's not good.
I don't like it. I'm
Uh,
not a fan. I think it's like a C tier, I guess. Stats aren't terrible for a 2-drop, but
oh, this is the Mickey Mouse again.
oh, yep,
We
that's the
put the
enchanted.
enchanteds in there by accident. So this is just Maleficent, right?
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of 2/2
Aurora is also this
Pua,
stat.
I think.
Pua is a
Yeah,
recyclable
Aurora.
one.
Oh yeah, he's recyclable. There's a couple that are like this though. I mean, it's a solid card. It's a B.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I would still grab it.
This character gets +1 strength for each other character you have in play.
Mhm.
Let's play the game. How many characters do you need for this card to not feel
I think it's
bad?
B tier. It's inkable.
You
That's
need at
great.
least 2 other characters, I think, for this to
Yeah,
feel any bit decent. And you probably need 3 others,
right.
which is a big ask. So this is probably C tier because it might even be D tier. Yeah. Whenever you play an action, you may give chosen character +2 this turn. Meh.
Meh. C tier.
It's really bad stats. Honestly, these are all
But
really
they're
bad
at least
stats.
2/2, but it's
All
fine.
right. Ruby Coil. Here we go. During your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, chosen character gets +2 this turn.
I like it. It's B.
B.
Think it's just a. You think it's C? I
Uh,
mean, I still don't like items,
I
but
don't like items either. It's probably higher C, but I don't feel
yeah.
like adjusting them all at this point anymore.
Sure.
If one of your characters was damaged this turn, gain a lure. So this is like a
I
free.
kind of like it.
I think this is.
It's inkable. You just let it sit
Mm,
there and gain passive lore.
no. So here's the problem though. It's this turn. One of your character was damaged this turn, so
Oh, you have to
not
challenge.
has damage.
Right.
So yeah, you have to challenge. So you are, unless you pair this with
True.
something where you're getting value off the challenge as well, then it's really the same. So 1 for 1, or like reckless, right? Um,
Yeah.
so this is actually kind of a trap. I think this is probably
It
D
might be a
tier.
trap, but I don't think it's that big of a trap especially if like you're going second, I guess, and you put this out later in the game with like you've
Yeah.
got 5 ink or something or
Okay.
6 ink and you play this with a 4 drop or this with a 3 drop. It's going to passively still gain you lore because you still have to do some controlling.
You're
So
right.
you'll be challenging them and you'll at least get that passive one singular lore. Maybe your character that was challenging would have
It
only gained 1 lore. Now you're still at least getting that value from that card and still controlling their board.
That is fair. That is a good point. Um,
Plus, like I said, it's inkable. So I mean, I
yeah.
don't think it's terrible. That's not a card I would shy away from putting in.
2 cost 3/2. Queen characters game ward. It's not bad, honestly.
Not terrible. C.
Uh,
You think it's a B? Whoa, you think it's an A? Holy
I mean,
cow.
look at the
How
stats
many
on all these other. It's
queens?
a 2 cost 3/2. You don't need the queens. Who cares about the
I
queen
guess.
or the ward?
You're right.
It's like top of B at least.
Okay.
Um, it's just good stats.
Marie.
Whenever this character quests, you may give chosen character -2 this turn.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You just like the card. Um, I don't
Aristocats. They're
know.
so cute.
It's about as good as
B tier.
B tier, like the Sir K. It's about as good as that, I guess.
Yeah.
Enterprise pressure. Whenever you play a Floodborne character, if you shift to play them, you remove up to 2 damage from chosen character.
I don't know.
No.
D.
D tier.
D. Okay.
It's
That's
bad.
fine.
B tier? Why?
I know. I said
Oh.
D. That's fine.
Well, you have a hero character and play this character gains ward.
Mm.
I mean, hero's a lot easier to have, but I think it's no different than this Sir K or this Marie,
Yeah.
really. Just a 2 cost 2 lore character,
Yeah.
which
I agree.
has value. When you play this character, chosen opposing character gets -1 this turn. I don't.
I think that is at least one of the most playable puppies. I mean, the other
It's
puppies
a
are
decent
just,
puppy.
you know,
We got
they need
another
they need
2
the other
cost
puppies.
3/2, Aquila.
I don't remember where he put the other 3/2, but wherever the other 3/2 is, we should
It's
put
with
that there. Oh, B tier.
Matthias. Matthias, I don't know how you pronounce his name. Sapphire coil during a turn. Pretty care. My chosen character gets -2. this is
Meh.
actually pretty decent. I think it's just as good as the +2 Ruby coil because
Yeah,
again, you value the trades just as much or
yeah.
the
I
same.
think it's the same.
And this is
So it's
just
at the same line.
another 3/2
3/2.
Duchess.
Duchess. I
Uh,
love it.
B tier. All right. So we finished
Okay.
that one off.
Now that we've figured out that we were missing some,
Yes. Just a
that's okay.
few. So
All right. So we're moving on to the next one in a second here once we get this saved. I don't know how
yep.
many cards we've already gone through. Hopefully we're at least halfway through them all.
I hope we are as well.
It's okay. We'll find out.
We're gonna find out here. Well, we're on
Yeah.
4 drops, right? So
Yes, we should be on 4 draws.
there's quite a few of them. Let's
Oh boy. I can't wait to put
jump
some
into it.
decks together and
Me
do a real
neither.
deck test Tuesday with these cards.
Whenever this
Hopefully you
character
guys.
quests, you may pay 2 less for the next puppy character. Your puppy characters gain ward.
Okay.
No. Nope. We had 1/4s in like B and A tier when they cost 3. And
The
now,
higher the cost, like the worse they
yeah.
are.
So this is a 3/4 quest for 2. So we paid 1 more to get 1 more lore. I think it's honestly not bad.
I like it. I think it's yeah.
At least a B. Might even be an A. When you play this character,
Yeah.
you may put an item named Glass Slipper from your discard on the bottom of your deck to gain 3 lore.
This is the trap
This is
card.
the
So
princess.
it's
Yeah.
situational.
If you
It's
happen to
not.
have this card and you
Yeah.
have the Glass Slipper and you have a prince, maybe, but no. Like Knives said, there's only 2 princes and both of them are bad. So
Yeah.
this is just a 2/4.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it's
slightly better than
C
that
tier.
Perdita. 2/4 support. This is
I'm
better.
here for it. I think it's a solid B.
This one might honestly be an A. We'll see.
Oh, the
Yeah, the
yeah.
3/4 at the end of your turn. If this character is exerted, you may ready another chosen character of yours and remove all damage from them.
I kind of like this. I think that this
This
is
is
going to
actually
be a
pretty
slept
good.
on card.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. I think it might be an S tier, but we could throw it in A tier for now.
Yeah, this is pretty good actually.
Yeah.
4
A
costs, 3
tier.
evasive. This is S tier probably.
S tier?
What do they have to
Yeah.
remove this, right? I guess
That's
that
true.
Helga from the last turn.
Yeah.
But you just bait
I
that
love it
out on
though.
turn 3 or
The art is
something.
so nice too. I love it.
Yeah, the art is really, really good.
Yeah.
4 cost 4/4 for 1. Ta-na-na-na-na.
Phenomena. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's pretty good. I mean, the stat lines are good. I think it's like an A tier.
I think it's good. I think you want that card.
Yeah.
Whenever one of your racer characters is banished, each opponent chooses and banishes one of theirs characters. So
I don't know how. I don't think
it's
we got a
other.
lot of additional racers though either. So that's
He doesn't
the other
count.
yeah, and
If he
that's the other
counted, this would be
conditional
much
part.
better.
Correct. So I don't know. I think it has a D tier, honestly. It's unequal too.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Evasive 2/2. At the start of your turn, choose 1. Each player draws a card. Each player chooses and discards a card. So
Um, I don't know. The
this
stat
is
line,
another
like
fun one. But yeah,
it's
it's pretty
fun. The
bad.
stat line's bad. It's nice because it's
Uninkable.
evasive. It's not nice because it's uninkable, but it is pretty fun. I don't want to give my opponent a card, but like if I'm out of cards and
And they
they've
have
got
some left.
cards,
Yeah.
heck yeah. Like I'll play this card all day every day. Like I don't know, it's
C for the fun
kind of a
factor.
gamble. I almost would put it at B, honestly. Still
This card's
quest for
S
two,
tier.
right?
This card's probably S tier, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's
In limited, they have to have some sort of other answer that's
you put it
not
in B.
challenging.
Is that fun that you're gonna put in B? All right, that's fine.
It quests
People
for
like to
two and it's
draw.
evasive.
Drizella's another 4/4. One
Yeah, put
more.
her at A tier with the other 4/4.
Treasure Guardian. When you play this character, if you have an illusion character in play, you may draw a card. So if you have another
It,
illusion card, this becomes much better, but
but there's not that many of them.
it's not a terrible stat line either. So put it at B.
Yeah,
But here's another illusion.
and it's evasive. I love the
Evasive. This is a
stats.
pretty good
Four
card.
six.
Yeah.
That's an S tier. 4/6 evasive.
Yeah.
Problem is the actions, but like you think
Yeah.
it's an
I
A?
think it's a
Okay.
top A tier just because, like, the
Okay.
more expensive a Vanish character becomes when they get hit, the, like, worse it feels, right?
Yeah.
Damaged characters can't challenge your characters. That's actually
I
pretty
don't
nice.
know. It's not bad. I hate that it's unequal for 3/3. I mean,
Yeah.
you just take him out
But
and
he
then
doesn't. You just
dang,
don't
like
quest with him
you're
ever.
good.
You just
Yeah,
don't
I
ever
guess.
quest with him, and he's probably fine.
I
He's
think it's a
better than
B
your
tier.
Cusco, that's for sure.
Screw you. Cusco's the bomb.
During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your illusion characters is banished, you may return that card to your hand. Again, you need a lot of illusions for this to
I
do
don't
something.
care for the stat lines. I like that it's inkable, quest for two, but Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a solid like C, where the other two fours are. 1/4, whatever it is.
2/4, 1/4s, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever this character quests, you may deal 2 damage to another chosen character of yours or put the top 3 cards of chosen player's deck into their discard. Yeah.
I no,
No. Nope.
no. Like
I mean, it's a May, so I
it's
guess
like
it's
yeah, it's
still
not a
decently
bad
statted.
body.
No, but 3/4, you can get
Okay.
that for
That's
3.
cool.
So
Yeah, that's why I said it was like C tier is fine.
2/3 support whenever you play this character. When you play this
Oh,
character,
there is
chosen
another one.
opposing
I forgot.
character can't ready at the start of their next turn.
I kind of like it. I don't think it's the stat lines aren't great, but
It's
I
not
don't
it's really
mind.
bad, yeah.
I think it's like a C tier.
Locks down one character for 1 turn.
Yeah. Then you get support ideally next turn.
Yeah. Well, then it locks it down, and then you're able to quest with it to use the support to give to another character to then trade into it. All right. Choose 3 cards from your opponent's
Fun.
discard and put them on the bottom of your deck, gain 3 lore as a princess. This is a good
I love
card.
it. I think it's so fun. I hate that you're like stacking up their deck again, but like it's fine. I mean,
Yeah, this
you're not
is
trying to mill them. It's so fun. That card is so fun.
it trades really well too.
And I want the enchanted.
When you play this
Okay,
character,
S
discard your
tier.
hand.
Okay, you're only playing that if you have no other cards, ideally.
And it's uninkable too. So you just play as the last card. I honestly
So
think this is pretty good.
good.
I think
I know, it's so
they
good.
don't remove it and you have 4. Just don't ever play it other than that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty good though, I think. And then you play this character, you may move up to 2 damage counters from chosen character, chosen opposing character.
it's not bad. It's
Two,
not
3
great. I
though.
think play C tier.
Great. Yeah, not great. I think it's C tier,
Yeah.
right? 4/3 resist 1. This character can challenge ready damaged characters.
I'm here for that. That is a pretty good body.
Yeah.
Like, it's essentially a 4/4 with the
Yeah.
resist.
Yeah.
And it can, yeah, I like it. I think it's like an A tier. I don't know where you put it.
2/3 evasive. I think I put it with the other 4/4s. Yeah. 2/3 evasive. Whenever this character quests, another chosen character of yours gains evasive until the start of your next
I
turn.
like it.
This is actually
I'm here for it.
pretty goated.
Yeah, I think it's like a solid S tier.
S tier. Yeah. A lot of these cards are going to be good because they're right in that sweet spot.
Higher. Yeah.
Whenever this character challenges another character, each opponent loses 1 lore. I'll take it.
I don't
A
know.
tier.
4/3, yeah, it's an A
That's
tier.
top of A tier, but it's better than the 4/4s.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. This one I have Rush. I like this one. 3/4 Rush. Your other character's named Stabbington Brother.
There's literally only like one other one, so
Yeah.
it's situational, but like just the ability to rush with the 3/4 is great. I'm here
Rush
for
is
it.
nice. This is where you have to be careful how many uninkables you have, though.
Correct.
Um,
'Cause they look so juicy and nice,
hey,
but
buddy.
you don't want to get stuck with a handful of inkables and then not be able to ink and play anything. All right.
Eagle Boys. Whenever this character quests, chosen character readers gains Rush and Resist +1 this turn. So this card I think is actually pretty nice.
The problem is like the gaining rush the gaining rush part is only relevant if you're playing another character
Well, so
before him.
no, if you play this whenever this character quests, so you play this on turn
Oh, it's a
4.
quest. Okay, sorry.
Or you play it
I thought
on
it was when you play him.
when you play, you just give
My
him the
bad.
rush
I
then if it was.
understand.
But whenever you play this, yeah, so you play it on 4 and then 5, it turns any one
Yes.
of your characters into a
Right.
Maui with resist +1.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's pretty nice.
I honestly think it's probably top A tier, maybe S tier. It's pretty good. 4/3 evasive. Whenever this character challenges another character, chosen character of yours gets +3 this turn. Again, I really like
Anything
it.
evasive. A.
I really like it. Yeah. Points
Yeah.
for evasive. Points for buffing your own characters. When you play this character, you may banish item of yours to draw a card. If the banished item is named Maurice's Workshop, you may also banish chosen character with 2 or less.
I mean, I don't like
Don't
it.
play the Workshop because you have this.
Yeah. Sorry, Buster is just very excited about the new set. He wants to chime in. So, it also just is probably potentially thundering because it's been raining
it's
all day
raining
here.
outside. I
Yeah.
forgot. Oh well.
So, It'll
Yeah,
be fun.
this is. I mean, like it's a high room. You're only gonna have one of them. You're not gonna have a bunch of them. It's a 5-2, which is not terrible. It's a May, so like a 5-2 is probably a B tier, just on its own maybe. I don't know how valuable 5 is actually going to be in this set. It's still not bad though. Whenever you play an action, while this character is exerted, gain 1 lore. No,
It's a shitty Maui.
it's a worse Maui. Yeah, it's probably C tier. All
Yeah.
right, Clarabelle. Your other characters with support get +1 strength. Support.
Even without that addition
Yeah,
ability, I think it's pretty nice.
this is actually pretty good. I like this. I think that's A tier.
Yeah.
This one, exert 4 items heroes to play this character free. If you have 4 items in play, you've lost the game. When you play this character,
Probably.
look at the top 4 cards of your deck and reveal another item. If you find another item, if you have 4 items in play and you exert them to play this for free, and you find an item off the top 4 cards of your deck, yeah, I guarantee you've lost the game. This,
Yeah, probably.
I don't think
The
this is a
body
scenario
isn't
where that
bad, but
works.
the abilities are just not good. Like a 4/4 body, I think this is a C tier. It's not unplayable. The racer
Yeah,
is pretty unplayable.
yeah. I mean, the body's not terrible, so I guess we put it in B.
I wouldn't even put it in B tier.
It's a 4-4 though, right? Like we put the
I
other
guess.
4-4
You're
one
right, you're
lures
right,
in
you're
A
right.
tier, honestly.
You're right. I get
And
it.
it's a
It's fine.
May, right? So you can just ignore all that stuff when you play this
Yeah.
character. Oh no, look, you may reveal an item card, but the rest. Oh, so now you have to put all of them. So we're putting it in B tier. So you just lose the top 4 cards of your deck, basically.
Mm,
3/3 ward. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one into your ink face down and exerted, and the other on top of your deck. That's not terrible. I just don't know that you need to really be ramping this late when you
yeah.
can afford to like not be questing and
I
or
feel like I've
challenging.
tried the whole like ramping thing in other limited events, and it just doesn't really work. It doesn't help very much,
Yeah, I'll give it a B because it's not the
even though it's a
worst.
3/3.
Yeah,
Okay.
3/3 support. When you play this character, chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn.
Yep.
Not bad.
B tier. Along with the no, put it in A tier next to the Clarabelle. I think it's just as good as the Clarabelle.
Yeah, it's a 3/3 support. We got a 3/3 2 lore. During an opponent's turn, whenever one of your ally characters is damaged, deal 1 damage to chosen opposing character. That's not bad.
It
During an
has to be an
opponent's
ally
turn,
though.
whenever one of your ally characters is
But
so
it's
okay. So put this aside again and count how many allies you have. I think you'll be
correct.
surprised that their ally is a pretty common tag, but
Yeah.
I would say this is at least B because it's a 3/3, right?
Hmm.
Not the worst stat lines. While this character has no damage, he gains resist +2. Now that's pretty nice. This is like a 3/6
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
And then it becomes a 3/4. This might
Yep.
obviously even be. We'll put it in A tier.
A tier.
It's probably high A though. 1/6. Well, you have another pirate character and play this character gains Challenger +3. So if you have,
I don't think there's that many pirates this set
yeah,
though.
you need a lot of pirates. If you have a lot of pirates, this becomes pretty good. It becomes a 4/6
Right. Would have
basically.
been better in last set.
Yeah, you got to see how many pirates you have. Otherwise, it's probably a
Yeah.
C tier.
Right.
4 cost 4, 4 cost for 1. That's an
Yep.
A.
Next to the other
It's
ones.
pretty decent. Um, Whenever this character quests, you may play an ally character with cost 3 or less for free. Well, this
Again, this
character
is
is
another
exerted
one
your
of
ally
those
characters.
situational ones. You
It's
got to count how
uninkable.
many ally cards you've got. I think it's pretty good though.
It's decent, but
I
it's
don't know. It
uninkable.
really depends on how many ally cards you've got.
Yeah. When you play this character, characters can exert to sing songs until the start of your next turn. Each player pays 2 more for actions or items. I don't.
I
Yeah.
love Gantu, all hail, but I think it's pretty not
No
great and limited.
poor
It'll be
stat
really
line.
good in the meta, I think. I think it'll be definitely in some of the seal meta decks potentially, but I don't think it'll be that great in limited. I'm not sure.
Make
We
sure we're not
love
missing any
Gantu though.
cards. All right, I think that's all of them.
All
And that
right.
is our 4 drops.
Now we're
A lot
moving
of
on
good
to
cards. A lot of good cards
yeah.
here. So
Don't forget, drop your opinion in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Fight on us on some of the opinions, because we're just spitballing here, going through these, trying to prep ourselves for the weekend. Or just let us know what you're doing this weekend. What limited events are you guys gonna do? Go out and play in. All right, next.
Oh no, I missed a couple.
Oh, Jesus. Seriously?
Yeah, apparently. Well, here, I'll let you talk about the first one while I grab
All
the.
right.
We only missed like 3. So.
I think this is a pretty good card. 5-drop Inkable, King Stefan, 4 strength, 4 strength, 7 willpower. It's pretty big body. Probably take a couple of hits, and it hits for quite a bit. So I think this is a solid 5-drop card on the curve.
4/7. Yeah, that's pretty decent. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, he's solid like
We
A
added
tier.
3 more willpower, right, for 1 more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good stat line.
Bolt.
Whenever you ready this character, gain 1 lore for each undamaged character you have in play. Banish chosen illusion character. If you have the other bolt, this becomes much better because you have another option for it. I think there's a low cost bolt, right? I don't actually know. Now that I think about it, bolt. There's a 2 cost, but he was bad. Yeah, no, this card's not great, right?
Yeah, it's super situational. I love the art, though. I'm very excited to see
Like
Bolt
B
in
tier
the
maybe.
game. Yeah.
Mittens, 5 cost, uninkable, 4/5
Bodyguard.
bodyguard 2. Once during your turn, whenever a card is put in your inkwell, your other characters with bodyguard get +1 this turn. So that's
I feel like that's
probably not going to be useful.
not great, but just a bodyguard 4/5 that quest for 2 is pretty dang good, I think.
Yeah, especially if you played this, if you have this right after that character that gave support or gave rush and resist the next turn.
Yeah.
Just play this down. It's uninkable, but ideally you want to have a couple decent high cost uninkables. So I think this is
Yeah.
pretty good at like an A tier. Whenever you return a racer card from your discard to your hand, you may ready chosen racer character.
This is only
How
the second
specific?
racer we've seen.
How
Was the
specific?
King Candy even a racer?
I think he was, but
I think he was, but
you have
that's
to
only the second one.
return him to
It's
your hand.
so specific.
Return him. You have to return a racer from your discard to your hand,
See, but
and
I don't
then you
really
get to
like
ready
this.
the racer, and they can't even quest again. So
I think this is a pretty C tier card for a 5-drop.
it's a 4/4
It's
quest for
only
2, but yeah.
Yeah, but we were seeing 4/4s in I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, you're right. You're right. You paid 1 more for 1 more lore. So puppy
No
shift
matter
3.
what, puppy or not, like
This is a
S
good card.
tier.
The 3/7 bodyguard quest for 2 is I think
S
pretty
tier.
good. I think it's S tier.
I think it's S tier. I think it's better than the Stefan.
Yeah, King Stefan. All right, it's pretty good.
King Stefan. Yeah.
When you play this character, you may return up to 2 character cards with cost 2 or less from your discard to your hand.
I love it.
That's pretty good.
I love it.
The shift
And
targets aren't
lady.
there, and it's uninkable.
There's one shift target. There's one singular lady, one
Yeah, but
drop.
we said it wasn't great. Remember, it's the one you have to have a tramp for it to get an extra lore, and it's
Yeah.
uninkable as well. So it's asking a lot, but
Look, Brad, you missed the talk about Jock. We talked about Jock a lot, and we touched on the fact that we would have loved to have had Jock in our tier lists. He technically was in the tier list. It was in one of the cards. So
yeah, Jacques is holding the tramp back.
yeah.
That's why the card isn't playable in limited. So Isabella Madrigal, whenever one of your characters sings a song, this character can't be challenged until the start of your next turn.
If you have this card, you better stack up some songs because she
I
quests
think
for
it's a trap.
4.
I think it's another trap. It's
It's
gonna
a
make you
trap,
want to
but
play
like
some extra songs that you probably shouldn't be.
it might, but like if they're good enough, you might throw this in here. But I mean, even if she only quests for one turn,
It is pretty
like
nice. It's like an uninkable Gantu.
it's a
Right?
Gantu. It's an uninkable Gantu. That
It's probably
wait,
A
what's the
tier.
stat line on her? Is she 3/5?
3/3.
She
3/3.
survives.
It's a
She's 3/3. Okay, she survives the same as Gantu then.
Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, you may return chosen character, item, or location with cost 2 or less to their player's hand. Then that player draws a card.
No, thank you. I
No?
hate the stat lands. I hate that it's uninkable, and I'm not giving the character my opponent two
Well, now
cards
you return
essentially.
your own, right? That's the plan. Quest,
Oh,
bounce your
okay, because
character, draw an
it
extra
doesn't have to
card,
be
play
opposing.
another
It's just
character. Yeah.
two. And okay, good, 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 good. All right,
But
I'm
it,
here
it is
for it.
it's a later draw engine, I think, and you probably it's a draw engine and it's a decent one, but I think it's probably too little, too late
I mean,
at that
yeah.
point to play this out on curve, and it's
I
uninkable.
don't. I don't like it in a B tier. I think it's a C tier card, but that's just my opinion.
That's fine. Look at the top five. I put it in C tier, didn't I? Oh no, C tier
No.
is fine. Okay. Sorry, I thought that's where I put it. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 1 Madrigal and up to 1 Song put in your hand. No.
Crap. I don't like it, even if it's inkable.
Yeah, I don't think you're doing great with that. When you
Mm-mm.
play this character, each opponent chooses and exerts one of their ready characters. They can't ready at the start of their next turn. All of the
I don't
car-
like it.
all of the cards we've seen it uninkable so far, I've liked much better. Much
Yeah.
better. It's probably the worst
I
one
don't
for
even like the
sure.
stats on it. 2/6.
Yeah.
Not great.
So how about this one? Each player may reveal a character card from their hand and play it for free.
I love it.
we
I
gonna
love hate this.
You love hate this?
Congratulations, Wonder Boy. Yeah.
uh, so
I mean, it's nice if if your opponent doesn't have if they don't have any cards.
yeah,
Reveal a card. Oh wait,
yeah,
you
for
don't have any
free.
cards in your hand? That's okay. I do. Here's my free character. But
It's
I don't
expensive.
know. I think it's like a C tier because it's ink. It's ink. I don't think it's D
Okay.
tier. I think it's a C tier. Tammy Enchanted. $300, John? Jeez. Can't believe it's already on TCG Player, honestly, though. But I guess we
Zen
are only like a couple
Rush
days away.
2/6. When you play this character, chosen character gets -3 strength this turn.
I don't really like it
Meh.
because I don't mind the ability. I hate that it costs so much and it only hits for 2. What's
Yeah.
the point in having Rush if you only hit for 2?
Yeah. Rush
I
is
don't
always
know.
nice, but I don't think so. Kronk
Yeah.
Ward. If an effect would cause you to discard one or more cards, you don't discard.
That would have been nice like 3 sets ago.
Yeah. Too late on curve.
Too,
It's
too
3 sets
late.
ago, yeah.
I don't know. The ability's not great. It's uninkable. I mean, the body's not terrible in Quest for 2. Yeah, I think C tier is good.
When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to chosen damaged character. It's not bad.
It's
Not
not
great.
bad. 4/3 is not great for a 5.
He's taking his eyebrows off like a hat.
Yes. I don't
Interesting.
know. I think it's C tier.
C tier?
You think it's better than that?
I think it's potentially as good as either of these cards, the
Okay.
lady and the bolt, right?
Okay.
Whenever another character is played, put a damage counter on them.
Yes. I want this card,
No.
and I will be playing this card.
No, it happens to your characters too.
You're right. I forget it happens to
Gets
my own
around
character. See, this is the
resist.
problem with all of them. It is around the
It's
resist.
poor stats. It's low. It's
It's D
uninkable.
tier.
It's fun though. It's funny.
It is fun, I
But
guess.
like, it's a card you
A
have
little
to
bit.
play,
But
right?
the problem is it's only fun if I don't forget the ability and then I play it
It
and
happens
I
to your
remember
characters.
and I do it on purpose because I'll forget.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum, strange storytellers. 4/4. Whenever this character quests, you may return chosen damaged character to the player's hand. So you would
Can
want
we
to
just
do this on
immediately
your
put this in
characters.
the trash can and put it in F tier for it
Why?
not being a shock? Since it was the official like last card
Oh,
revealed and we were all hoping and praying that it was gonna be a shock
stupid.
and instead we got those two dum-dums.
This is actually not terrible. Like, you could.
It's not terrible, and I'm not
It's
mad because the
this.
card is really cute, and I actually really like the characters, but
It's like the
I'm just a little
whale.
salty.
You're gonna be able to
Yeah.
like bounce characters. I think it's probably just a little too late again, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Stabbington Brother. When you play this character, chosen opponent loses 1 lore. So if
I'm
you
here for
had the
it. It's
other
fine.
Stabbington brother that was uninkable 4/3 rush, and you played that on turn 4, then you played this on
Mhm.
turn 5, this would also have rush, and they'd lose the lore. I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know. It's not
It's very situational, but
bad,
like
but it's
the
not good.
body itself isn't that bad, and then you still
Yeah.
drain their lore a little bit. Yeah, I think it's solid B.
This
It's
is probably
fine.
S tier.
S tier.
This card's
Done.
pretty fire.
No, yeah, literally and
Yeah.
figuratively. No
S tier
conversation needed. That's
Mushu.
an S tier.
That's a really good card. This card's pretty good. It's just a
Yeah,
what is the card
6/5.
that we have? There's
Maui.
a couple of them. No, what's the 6/5/5 cost? I don't remember now.
You're not being at all specific, so
It's like there's like a purple one and there's a steel one. Is this all 5 costs? Where's steel? It's coming up.
yeah, we're doing it by cost. So we've already done 1, 2, so on and so forth up
Uh,
until 5.
Fun fact, Brad. I forgot to add them. So hold on. Give me 1 second. They are
We have been missing some cards because we're definitely not professionals and we don't know what we're doing. And we're doing it
1,
live.
2. There's only 3 of them, Brad. I missed 3 cards.
It's fine.
There they are. I just added them. Yeah, I know. Bagheera. That's what everyone wants is Bagheera. So 6/5 is good stats. This is good stats. This is A tier. This Hey I think is pretty goated, right? When you play this character, put all cards from your hand into your ink while face down and exerted. Yes. No, it's actually not great, but it's fun. Thoughts? Hey.
I like hey S tier.
No, it's probably C tier.
But it's the
You
shipped
dump your
hey
whole
hey.
hand. You dump your whole hand. Is it you
I know.
may? It's you
Is it a
put
May?
no, it's not. It's put them
No, it's
all.
not a May.
Inkwell. Lady Cluck.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Here's
Lady
Heaven
Cluck
Bodyguard.
you
I
up.
don't like it.
All right, Bodyguard Ward 2/7.
It's not great. It's a really worse Thunderbolt.
Yeah, it's kind of a worse Thunderbolt.
Yeah, it is.
It's probably C tier.
Yeah.
Jasmine, whenever this character quests, if you have no cards in hand, draw a card for each ally you have in play. So this might actually
So
be pretty good. It's not an ally itself though, so you got to make sure you have some allies that are decent. Again, put it off to the side, look through the cards. It's uninkable as well, and you have to have no cards in hand. So I think this is probably B tier at best. All right, so this Baymax is whenever you put him into play, you may heal up to 2 damage from a character and gain lore equal to. Oh wait, no, that's Baymax from last set. Sorry, they look identical.
they're so similar.
I can't tell the difference. 3/5 support. When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You can reveal a Floodborn card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck. So you have to do this. So you're basically ditching the top 4 cards for a 3/5 support. Okay, maybe B tier. 3/5 support's not terrible, but
Yeah.
it's not great.
Not for the cost.
All is found. Put up to 2 cards from your discard into your inkwell, face down, and exerted.
I don't mind this because it's a song.
5 cost though. Dude, I was making the same joke in my head when the card came up on the screen.
I don't know which card.
The Baymax.
Oh, Baymax, probably.
The Baymax joke. It's just costs too much. At this point, like, what do you need 2 more ink for, right?
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not bad. It's certainly not a, like...
I'm not going out of my way to put this in. I'm going to get stuck with this by somebody because they don't want it.
Yeah. Baymax.
Yeah.
During your turn, this character gains evasive while a pirate character is in play. More of this pirate stuff.
It's a decent body.
Yeah.
Regardless
5/6.
of the pirate thing.
It's probably as
Yeah.
good as a 6/5, I'd say.
Yeah.
Your characters can't be challenged until the start of your next turn. It's pretty good.
Pretty good. I hate that it's uninkable.
Good.
I hate that it's unequal.
Yeah, but if you have enough lore, you basically just win the game, right?
Potentially. I think it's B tier.
Okay. And then Bagheera.
Bagheera. A tier.
Bodyguard, and during your opponent's turn, one of those characters is banished. Deal 2 damage to each opposing character. I think that's pretty good. Probably D tier, though.
I agree that it's
I'm just
basically just a better
kidding.
Cerberus, John.
Cerberus isn't the TikTok strictly better. Yes, that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a purple 5/6 as well out there. I
Yeah.
think. I can't remember the name of, but Bagheera's got to be S tier.
Are we missing any this time, though?
No, we're not missing any this time.
Okay.
So we're going to save that. And then we're going to head on over to
6 drops.
the 6 drops. And then we have 7 plus drops. And then that's it. All right. So right off the bat, Tamatoa D tier. Okay. Now let's take
Moving
a look
on.
at Rhino.
Sorry, John.
Motivational speaker. 6 cost uninkable, 4/7. Your other characters get 2 willpower. I don't like that it's uninkable, and I don't know that I want a 6 cost uninkable
Yeah.
just for that ability.
Yep, no. I don't even really care for the... I mean, there were better bodies in 5 drop that were inkable.
Yeah. We'll put Tamatoa back. We're just messing with you, John.
I don't know if he noticed or if he's still here.
Calhoun, Courageous Rescuer. Here we go. Another racer. Whenever this character challenges another character, you may return a racer card from your discard to your hand. Wow, Ravensburger really thinks I have a lot of
That's like 3.
banished
It's
racers.
the 3rd or 4th this set.
A lot
There's
of
not
banished
just
racers.
it's not that many.
5 cost or 6 cost 5/5 request for 2 is not the worst though. I don't actually.
It's B.
I don't actually mind that. B.
I think it's a B tier. I don't think it's an A tier. That's just my opinion.
Wreck-It Ralph. During your turn, whenever one of your other characters is banished, this character gets +1 lore this turn. Yeah, but he's the one who's going to be doing the banishing, no? I don't know.
I would think so. I mean, I don't know.
3/8.
Maybe not with 3.
We got a 4/7 for 5 last one, right?
Yeah. I think it's a B tier. It's not terrible, but I don't know if it's worth 6 ink.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Probably B tier.
Mm-hmm.
Pongo, start your turn. Look at the cards in your inkwell. You may play a puppy character from there for free. It's uninkable, but you get to look at the cards in your inkwell. That's not terrible.
Yeah, but what good does that do you if you don't have a puppy? What knowledge does that bring you, bro?
I don't know.
Exactly, none.
That's probably just as bad.
Yeah,
as the
it's
Rhino.
like just as bad as the Rhino.
Because Hades is
my
not
opinion.
the worst, right? When you play this character, you may deal 2 damage to another chosen character of yours to banish chosen character with cost 3 or less.
I don't really like that.
It's a May, and it's a straight up removal and 4/6. I think it's good.
Okay.
I think it's one of the cards you probably want to play. It's probably A.
A tier, okay. What's the rarity of the puppies this set? There's not that many of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple commons, I think, like Pepper and them, but...
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it in limited. That's kind of what we've been saying, like with Canine Crunchies, and like Perdita. Like, it's just really not worth it.
One of the things you do is you just, like, put them off to the side, and when you're done building your deck, if you happen to have other characters that are like, well, this is the only 2-drop I have, or this is the best 3-drop, one of the best 3-drops I have, you go, okay, and they happen to be puppies, or they happen to be heroes or allies or whatever, then you go, all right, well, maybe I slot this card in as one of my characters.
Yeah.
Whenever this character quests, you may return a song card with cost 3 or less from your discard to your hand.
I think this is bad. 2/6 for a 6 cost, even if it's inkable, I think it's bad.
Yep.
S tier, no questions. Thank you.
This is pretty good. Yeah, it's probably S tier, honestly. Honestly, it is really, really good.
It's really good.
Whenever this character quests, exert chosen opposing character.
It's really not terrible. I
It's not
don't
bad
like the
either.
stats for 6. I think it's like a solid B tier.
Yeah. Whenever this character quests, opposing damaged characters gain reckless during their next turn.
I don't know about this one. This is kind of one that I feel up in the air about because it's only 3/6, which isn't
Yeah.
nothing to shy away from. 6 body isn't, you know, the easiest to get rid of, and it quests for 3, which is nice, but I don't know.
Probably B tier.
Yeah.
Exert all opposing characters. Whenever one of your characters banishes another character in a challenge this turn, gain 2 lore.
I like this card, even though it's uninkable. I
It's kind
mean,
of crazy.
especially if they've got a bunch of characters on their board that just aren't questing.
Yeah, but they
Because this
just
is around ward too, because you're not choosing a character.
imagine they
It's
just
exert
play
all
like
characters.
imagine they just play like Gantu though, and they're like, oh, I had to play it. I didn't have anything else, and now this costs you 8.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah,
I think he gets
I don't
picked
know.
up. You think the 3 lure is
For the
nice?
Basil.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's inkable
I don't know.
too.
I don't know where to put that. I think that might be like a C
It might
tier
be.
card.
This is probably a C tier card. Yeah. Lady Tremaine, return chosen damage character to the player's hand, then each opponent discards a card at random.
So this is a worse like um what is it called? Not You're
Bruno.
Welcome. Bruno. This is a worse Bruno because
So,
you really are only trying to do that when they don't have any cards.
fun fact.
But I hate the stats. I hate the stats on this card.
Fun fact: if you exert this character, you can return chosen damaged character to their player's hand. Now, what if I told you there were no damaged characters in play? All right. So,
Sure.
exert, return chosen damaged character to the player's hand. No valid targets, neither mine nor yours.
Sure.
You still have to discard a card at random.
Now everybody?
Each opponent, yeah. Each opponent has to discard a card at random still. It's 2 different effects. So I think that was in
Oh,
Googly
no
Glimmer's
way.
video. Yeah. So you don't even
So
have to have a
even
valid
wait,
target.
it's
It's just
both characters? No, each opponent. So no matter
each
it's
opponent.
so like this is just tap to discard.
Tap to make them discard a card at random. Yep. And it has the added effect that if there is a damaged character in play, you
Yeah.
can return them to their hand. Yep.
Sure, that's BS. This is a bullshit card for 6 cost unequal.
It's not good
That's
though. I don't think you can
it's
play
not
limited.
good. Don't play this limited, guys.
Whenever a
Don't-
whenever a damaged character challenges another character, you may draw a card. Okay.
I'm playing
What?
this.
I mean, it's a little late for the card draw, but I mean, like, gets you back in the game.
But I don't
Yeah,
know.
you could also bring back one of your damaged characters, and if you don't,
Oh, yeah. Didn't
that
think about that.
from that's what Brad said about the last card.
Yeah,
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 so you
I
could
know,
bring
I
one of,
know.
but this is yours or theirs. So whenever a damaged character challenges another character on your turn, on my turn, my character into yours, your character into mine, any damaged character. So
I'm here for it.
I think this is
I
decent
think it's
card draw
gonna be
engine.
an underrated card. I mean, yeah, it's
It's
a
a
little late
little
in the
late. It's
game,
just
but
kind of late in the game. It
but
might be
but
that
that might be
draw engine that
but
kicks you back into it,
I was
but
gonna say that might be what gets you back in the game because it's gonna be late enough in the game where you're both probably on the verge, if not already top decking. And if you can get this on the board, whether you're controlling it or they're controlling it, you're at least going to be getting some card draw off of it. So I think that is very much worth it.
John says play with the queen, where everyone enters play with 1 damage counter. Now we're
Jeez.
cooking. Now we're
Now
cooking.
we're cooking. See, this
Pete.
is why you guys need to be here with us.
Pete. Shift 4. While this character is exerted, opposing characters can't exert to sing songs, and your pirate character's game resist +1. So, fun fact. When Pete challenges another character, he gets resist +1 because you are exerted prior to you being in the challenge. So if you guys didn't know that, again, thanks. Big shout out to Googly Glimmers. The I don't know what his official title is. Rule Czar, unofficial community rule czar.
I like this Pete a lot.
But yeah, this Pete,
I don't think there's. Is there anything to even shift it on?
I don't know.
I don't. I don't remember
It's
if there was smaller
Stinky Pete.
Pete's.
Yeah,
I don't.
one cost, 1/2 Pete. That's actually not terrible if you have him and you play that with it, because it was the one that when you play an action, you can banish an item. So
Mhm.
it's worthless, but like it's a 1-drop. Shift the Pete down.
I like it.
And then, like I
This
said,
is
if you
an 8
quest with
card.
him for 2,
Yeah.
they can't sing, which doesn't really matter, but he gets the resist 1, or even if he challenges into something, he gets that resist 1.
Mhm.
Toxic Pete. Yeah, the one that stops actions. Well, you won't see that in a limited format, unfortunately. If you do, you should call a judge on your opponent, because that
Yeah.
card is not in this set. But this Pete's actually really nice. I like this Pete. I say we
Yeah.
put it at A tier.
That's what I
It's
said. A
inkable as
tier.
well. Now this card,
A tier. S tier. S tier.
this is probably S tier, right? It's just literally a 4-cost 5/5 quest for 2. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess that's the same as the Scrooge McDuck from a little while earlier, but like,
But he removes all damage on top of him, so I
yeah,
think that this is
it's
great.
nice. It's a nice card.
Don't worry, John. Next week we'll go into the real deck test Tuesday, where we grab your decks and test them.
The old deck test. Tap, pay 2, banish 2 of your items, deal 5 damage to
No,
chosen character.
I hate this card.
No, this is
Get it out of my sight. It's D.
magical
Bye.
Christmas land. I guess it's just as good as this Pongo.
Fine.
5/4. Your characters with 7 strength or more can't be dealt damage.
There's not a single character 7 strength or more that we've come across.
Yeah, there aren't.
There aren't any,
Yeah,
unless
you're right.
there's like a support.
Unless
But
you
then,
support it up. This is bad.
yeah.
I guess we put it. No, it's going here. Here's the Miss Bianca.
Grab your deck, John. Your deck. And we're gonna test it, not twist it, Brad.
Test it.
Don't twist our words. We're testing decks here. This is a family-friendly show.
Didn't you call a card bullshit earlier?
Oops.
If you have an ally character in play, you may pay 2 less to play this character. So is the Orville Redenbacher card an ally that we saw?
I think so.
I hope it is.
See, I think that's
It's
the good
pretty
thing
bad,
about a
though.
lot of these cards is a lot of them are allies. Because I mean, any of them that aren't like a hero or a princess or a prince are typically some sort of ally. Even like Flotsam and Jetsam, even though those are bad sidekicks, they're just allies. So I think that's the good thing about some of these ally-based cards. Anyway, on to the Tamatoa.
The last card here, and arguably the worst 6-drop we will come across of the night. Tamatoa. When you play this character, return up to 2 item cards from your discard to your hand. Whenever this character quests, you may play an item for free.
I'm not putting items in my deck on purpose.
If you
I'm
have 2
probably not
items
gonna
in
play
your
this.
discard, by the time you're playing this Tamatoa, you're probably losing, right? And then, like, what item are you playing for free that is, like, just really feels so
Impactful.
great on turn 7, that is, like, that impactful? Unfortunately, it's inkable, and it has moderately reasonable stat line. I guess we have to put it in B tier, because we put the Madam Mim B tier.
Sure.
Although this Madam Mim had a decent ability, right? When this character requests exert chosen opposing character, that's a good effect. This is a bad effect. Yeah, I like the Miss Bianca almost. No, okay, it's there. That's where it is.
I like
That's where it's
Bianca
staying.
more, but it's fine. Okay.
This is it. Here we go. 6 drops.
Save it forever.
Did I get all of them? Make sure I got all of them.
Yeah, check them all. Because we're
Yeah,
bad at
Tamatoa,
this. It's
Miss
fine.
Bianca. Yep, that looks like all of them. Still a 4/5/2 lure. Why wouldn't you play it? I mean,
That's why we're putting it in like C tier. It's not
you should probably still play it,
terrible.
I guess.
Yeah.
But like, you're also like, it's a legendary. Are you gonna find one? You're probably not.
Yeah.
And I guess this is like compared. We probably should have considered this. These are compared to each other, right? They are compared in the grand scheme of things, obviously.
Yeah.
But the higher end cards are definitely much more valuable. You have to be really careful about these uninkables. But pretty much any 6 cost, 5 plus cost inkable card is essentially worth playing, right? Because it's almost always going to be a decent threat.
Mhm.
So Brad's got a really good point there. Let's save these as 6 drop. Done. And then let's load up our 7+ drops. We've got our last set of cards here. The big boys.
All right, let's go.
We
Almost done.
let's try and
And
put
then we're
them.
gonna be masters at Archasia's Island, and we're gonna take first at all of the events. Both of us at the same events, all of them.
Let's
So
try and
that's
put
totally
them
possible.
in order
I'm
here.
just kidding.
All right, we got them in order. 7 cost. Starting with the 7 cost, we got Wendy Darling, Pirate Queen. She's
Yep.
a evasive 5/7 evasive. Whenever one of your other characters is banished, you remove all damage from chosen character.
Yep. That's like S tier, A tier.
Yeah,
It's the problem with these cards, and
you
I'm
don't
going
usually
to
get
say
to
this
them.
now. It's so hard to get to 7 ink. I mean, it sounds ridiculous because, oh, it's just 7 ink, but like, boy, in a limited format, unless you have card draw, it's really difficult. But still, I mean, these cards are worth having at least a couple of in your deck.
So this card is interesting. It's for each character you have in play, you may pay 1 less to play this character.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, how many characters do I need? What do I need to pay for this
This is like a
2/6/2 lore?
reverse Chernobog rather than discard
All
cards
right,
in
it's
your
in play.
discard. You need cards in play. So hopefully, you've built up
So
a board. You have this in your
1,
hand.
2, 3. So now you can play it on turn 4. So this feels really nice on curve, right? On turn
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. I would definitely put this in my deck.
And you may draw and discard. You cycle for. You may
Yeah.
draw a card for each other character you have in play, then choose and discard that many cards.
Hmm.
I wonder if it's all for one or none for all. Like, I wonder if you can do one at a time, or that'd be an
I feel
interesting
like you can do
ruling.
one at a
This is pretty
time, like
decent.
Diablo,
Maybe.
just based on the discard wording.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right. We're gonna go over our time schedule here, so let's keep
Oh,
churning.
we had a scheduled time?
Not really. I just
Oh, we booked it for 2 hours. Okay.
figured. Yeah, figured we booked it for 2
Hey,
hours.
we're not that far off. We're almost done.
Wendy, Brad's bombs removal, evasive, aggro duds. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's really no removal, so you know, evasive's pretty nice.
Yeah,
This one's
yeah. Heck
evasive as
yeah.
well. Yzma above it all. 3/8 evasive. Whenever another character is banished in a challenge, return that card to its player's hand. Then that player discards a card at random.
The problem is this
It
isn't a
happens to
main,
yours
and it's
too.
going to happen to yours. So I like that it's evasive. I don't like the stat of 3/8. I mean, 8 is fine. 3 strength is not great. But there's not a lot of shift targets. I think there's 2 Yzma. I know there's a cat.
I think it's just kind of brutal to have that effect happen to you as well.
Yeah, I don't like that. I
Um,
think it's like a D tier. I don't think
Probably.
it's worth it for the cost.
Shift 5, 5/7 evasive, resist 1, 7 cost, done, sold. I'll take
Yep.
it.
You're never gonna shift it. I don't think there was another Mufasa.
Even if there's a 4 cost 4/4 of a
Oh, that's
Mufasa.
right.
Then you shift this on 5. That's
Yeah.
GG's.
Hell
That's
yeah.
GG's 5/7
Evasive with resist.
Yeah. So this card is mega fun, but it is uninkable, so it will sit in your hand forever.
As much as I love this card and it's super fun, and I'd love to be like, you gotta get to 25 instead of 20. I'm not putting this in my deck for the fact that it's uninkable and it costs 7. Where no, it's not worth the risk.
Yeah, it is kind of rough.
Because I don't know, it's such a dead
C
card.
tier for fun.
Yeah.
Elsa shift 4. Whenever this character quests, you may exert chosen character. If you do, and you have a character named Anna in play, the chosen character can't
No.
ready at the start of their next turn. And
There's one
also,
singular
if one
Elsa
of your
and one
friends
singular
happened to have
Anna.
seen Frozen during the year that it came out, and you have a dog that is over 45 pounds, then you automatically get one free extra chicken nugget at McDonald's. Oh my goodness, bro. The amount of conditionals on this is
I don't like it.
wild.
I don't like that it's uninkable.
Uninkable
You have
5/5.
one singular shift target, and then you've got one singular Anna card, I think.
Yeah, no. This is D tier. This
Yeah.
is no good tier. Shift 5. Your Floodborne characters that have a card under them gain evasive
No.
and ward.
No.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but it's
4,
inkable.
6, 3 lore is not bad, right?
I know. It's not. I think it's a C tier, though.
Really?
One singular shift target costs 7, and the ability is like nothing.
But if you're paying 7,
I guess
3 lore is better than.
you're right.
I don't know. 3 lore is pretty good. It's a closer. 7, 6 evasive. Whenever this character challenges another character, your other characters get +1 this turn.
That's a S tier card. I'm putting that in my deck 100%. I come across this card as going in S.
I mean, I don't. It's pretty good, but
I think it's darn good.
Anna better. Yes. 3 lore evasive. Well, hero's not evasive.
Only if he shifted, right?
Yeah, only if
or
he
other
shifted.
characters.
Yeah. Your Floodborne characters that have a card under them.
So he could potentially be evasive.
Right.
If he is
if
himself
you shifted him onto the other hero.
Correct. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a closer. Brad's right. It's a closer in limited.
It is.
And that's why I don't like this Goofy as much.
Okay.
Because it's an extra, like, I guess it is a closer, but I don't know. I think this is an A tier.
All right.
Out of order. Banish chosen character.
Negative.
C tier. No. I mean, you can ink it. And removal is really, really nice.
I don't. Yeah,
7 cost, 5, 6 evasive. Whenever this character challenges another character, your other characters gain this character can challenge ready characters this turn. Now that's a lot of text I do like to see on the card.
I like it.
Yeah, I think this one's probably S tier. It's evasive.
You say you're new to this game, Brad. I've mixed up card readings this whole darn time.
All right.
I don't know how many times I've like actually misread something and been like, "Oh, that's so cool," and he's like, "No, that's not what it does." I'm like, "Oh."
We're finally getting into the 8
fine.
cost cards now. 8 cost uninkable. This formerly got you an Elsa. 6/5, 3 lore. Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, chosen opponent chooses one of their characters and returns that card to them.
Look, if I'm at 8 ink and I'm playing this card, I have no more cards to put in my inkwell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a D tier card. I don't care if it's 6/5 with 3 lore.
No, yeah.
The amount of ink that I'm
and
paying to
uninkable.
play that is just unreal.
Once during your turn, whenever a card is put into your inkwell, deal 2 damage to each character in play.
I would put this at C tier only for the fact that it's inkable.
Yeah. It's a closer
But
for
again,
sure.
But it's
8 costs.
I'm not inking after turn 8 or what, like.
And you don't have to, though. You could just play this on 8 and then quest
I understand.
as a 6/4 and it's an 8
right.
cost. And it's inkable, right? But
Sure.
John Silver, S tier. If an opposing character was damaged this turn, you may pay 2 less to play this character. So really, you could play this for 6. And pretty much an opposing character is going to be damaged this turn every turn because you're challenging a lot. Resist +1. When you play an action that isn't a song, you may deal 1 damage to chosen character. I don't like that part because we aren't really going to be playing a lot of actions. But this is really a 6 cost, 6/4 for 2 lore, which still isn't great. I would say maybe a.
I think it's better than the Lyle.
Okay.
I don't know. This is where I get kind of iffy on it because I don't like that they cost 8 anyway because it's
really hard to get that
far. Hard to get to 8. It's hard to get to 6, let alone 8.
Yeah. All right. Bell Mechanic Extraordinaire. Shift 7. For each item card
9.
in your discard, and you may pay 1 less to play
Ugh.
this character using your shift ability.
D.
Yeah.
This is a D tier card. Bro, if you're paying 9 ink to play that and you've got items in your discard and more no. No.
Shift 7. During your turn, whenever an opposing character is exerted, banish them. So I would play this card if I got it and I got the other Taka.
Yeah, I'm not
Just
putting this
because
in.
it's inkable and it's fun. But
I'm not
really,
putting this in my. The only condition of me putting this in my deck, even if it is inkable, is if I have the smaller Taka.
and this is
Because
really a
there is
7 cost.
like no shot of getting to 10 ink.
I think as a 7 cost, it's like a
At a 7 cost, it's like
like
almost an S tier.
But like,
But the fact that you
have
have
to
to
have that
have the other
Taka.
Taka, I think it knocks it down 2 levels at the minimum, maybe even more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so conditional. It's so conditional.
I guess it's probably
High C tier. It's
here.
definitely better
Yeah.
than the Donald.
I think it's better than Donald. Donald's so much
I think
fun.
it's better than the Donald.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So I think that concludes 7 drop done. We forgot to save the 1 drop, so it doesn't matter.
Well, 7 plus.
I wonder if we even did all of the 1 drops. Did we forget 1 drops? I think it was just the 2
No.
drops we forgot, right? Yeah, because the 1 drops just went to Mulan with the hey. All right. Whew, we made it all the way through. Sorry,
204 cards later.
We just
Potentially,
kind of
maybe.
plowed straight through that here.
I mean, we had to. It's 204 cards, and it still took 2 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
They plowed through that. We're still 8 minutes over your scheduled time, apparently.
Well, hopefully Brad can go back and like timestamp where the different 1 drops, 2 drops, 3 drops are. Or maybe I can do it. Actually, I don't need to make Brad do it. And by me, I mean Kirsten will do it. So you guys can hopefully like jump to the different sections to try and, brush up on some of these. Maybe we'll try and cut some of these up into some shorts for you or something, so we can help highlight some of the good advice that we've hopefully given out here for your limited format sealed draft.
Or, I mean, if you don't do well, don't blame us. It's not our fault, please,
No, do blame us. Come back and put it in the comments. Let us know.
Tell us that we're trash. Your opinions suck.
Let us know how it went. We want to know. And if you enjoyed our stream and you liked hanging out with us, we're going to try and do this every Tuesday. It's not going to be limited review. We've actually got, we're setting up like a little play testing area here. We're going to have all the new cards by next Tuesday for sure. We're going to have some decks together, and we're going to do a true deck test Tuesday, the grand opening edition, if you will. So send us your deck lists. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you're most excited for this new set. I know I really want to see how Mushu and the Ruby Steel works out. That's going to be
me too.
Super awesome. Kirsten wants to try those puppies out as well. I think Mushu's going to eat them up.
Look, okay, we did a little testing, and I'm already on board with the Mushu more than I am with the puppies, okay?
Mushu is pretty strong. Well,
I see.
We're going to test them out. I know I've got a Ruby Amethyst list that's ready to go for the new set that I want to try out. We'll get them all put together. We'll do some testing. We'll commentate, talk our way through it, explain to you how we are figuring out this set, and hopefully take you guys along for that journey. And also, this Friday, hopefully sooner, actually this Thursday, I don't want to like promise anything, but we're really going to try and get it out on Thursday and the new episode of the Rules of Villainy podcast, where Kirsten will be joining us and we'll be discussing some of the, we'll be going a little more in depth. We'll get Brad and Vince's takes on some of these sort of interesting cards we found during this limited set review, and we'll just further expand on some of the knowledge for everyone for this weekend for Archazia's Island. I'm super excited.
I'm very excited as well. I'm sure that we're going to be opening up plenty of product, and ideally we'll be recording some of that. Yes, and Brad reminded me as well in chat, vote. We've got
Villain of
the
the set.
rules of villainy, villain of the set from Azurite Seas. So go vote. I think there's a link somewhere. I'm sure that you can find it on the past episode of the podcast or on any of the socials. I know that we've spammed that all over the place. So get your votes in now. I know that we also have a giveaway associated with that as well. So definitely make sure you get your votes in and pick the villain of the set. I know I've got my vote in.
There, I put the link in the chat for everyone who's here.
Perfect.
Put your vote
There we
in.
go.
Yes, we have uh, as Brad put it, a truly villainous giveaway associated with this. So if you vote, it is the promo edition version of
Mm-hmm.
Villainous, right? So you get
Yep.
that Prince John card,
Yes,
I believe it
Prince
is, that'll
John,
come with it.
Lorcana card, but also it's just a really fun game.
It
If
is a
you've
really
never,
fun game.
if you've never had the opportunity to check out some of Ravensburger's other games, they've got the Villainous line. It's a very fun game. Lots of different special editions and varieties that you can pick from, so you can play any of your favorite characters. Now I'm just going into a promotional ad for Ravensburger, but that's fine. Hopefully they'll hire me someday. Just, contact me somewhere.
But yeah,
Anyway, but make sure to check us out next week for the official deck test Tuesday. We'll get some decks together after we get the new product, and we'll get all of the new product content up on eventually once we get the product and get it opened. And I know that I myself at least will be keeping up on Blue Sky and probably Instagram for how I'm doing with the limited events. So the draft and sealed events, I'll just be keeping my progress updated just because I know that that's kind of something fun to do. But yeah, I know that we've got some fun stuff in store.
well, yeah. Be sure to, and again, be sure to join both of us as well as Brad and Vince, the whole crew for the normal weekly episode, which again, hopefully, fingers crossed, will be dropping a little bit early on Thursday this week, so you guys have maximum amount of time to ingest for the limited season, if you will, coming up this weekend. Um, yeah, thanks again for joining us, and
Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the
yes,
notification bell for more live events like this
yep, and see you next week
or Thursday.
or sooner, even. Yeah.